A legion of hideous monsters rises from a dark abyss with deadly purple energy. A young warrior with glowing eyes and brown hair grips his sword ready to charge into battle. Unyielding determination is etched on his face as he confronts the enemy. After the battle, survivors stand silently before a coffin signaling the fall of the hero. Years later, a man in a coat stands before an energy portal heralding a return. The young man with black hair and a determined gaze watches a mysterious power form in his hand. With a death god-like entity hovering behind him, he begins his path to becoming a revered deity. A massive energy orb explodes above the city, initiating an era of disaster. Monsters swarm the land, forcing humanity into a desperate fight for survival. Mysterious symbols appear on people's hands, awakening special classes within them. Thus, a new era of job changers begins with mythical classes emerging. The demonic swordsman Alpha from the Lighthouse Kingdom is one of those who possess such mythical power. The Hell Dragon Knight Restivu of the Ephemeral Kingdom spreads destructive flames from above. The Frost King Quan Jishen of the Icebound Kingdom commands the power of elemental ice and snow. An authoritative bearded warrior confronts Alpha, showcasing the rivalry between kingdoms. 100 years ago, a talented job changer appeared in the Dragon Kingdom. Shu Luo, the strongest warrior of the Dragon Kingdom, stands proudly with his sword in hand. He alone faces a horde of giant monsters, his sword flashing amidst the chaotic sky. Shu Luo's blade cuts a fiery arc, tearing through demonic foes in his final battle. Shu Luo, with blazing golden eyes, swings his glowing sword with extraordinary power. A horde of hideous monsters with countless blood-red eyes roars ferociously. The hero Shu Luo stands alone before a purple abyss facing the demonic army. His eyes burn with determination as he becomes the savior of the Dragon Kingdom. After his sacrifice, a coffin is placed solemnly in a hall before bowing mourners. 100 years later, a modern city is shrouded in night under the moonlight, marking the anniversary of the hero's death. A mysterious figure in a blue hoodie watches the news about a new wave of power awakenings across the kingdom. The newscaster on screen announces a new generation of job changers in record numbers. The city sky is torn apart by a fierce lightning bolt heralding a momentous event. In a dark room, a young man with black hair lies motionless on a bed. Ethereal blue system messages appear in the air, calling for job changers to prepare. The young man's eyes snap open, his gaze fixed on the ceiling in surprise. His face is stunned as an announcement about another world appears before his eyes. He jolts up in bed, his expression still bewildered by the sudden event. He looks around the unfamiliar room, his mind reeling with questions about his own existence. A splitting headache hits him, causing him to clutch his head in agony. Shattered memories, not his own, flash chaotically through his mind. His hand reaches out into the void as a horrifying truth slowly dawns on him. He sits silently on the bed, finally understanding that he has been reborn into another body after a century. A figure stands with his back to a giant wolf-like creature, illustrating the beast tamer class. On the floor lies a spilled vial of potion, revealing that the body's previous owner Zhang Yu had taken his own life. The boy with messy black hair looks in the mirror, seeing the reflection of a strange bespectacled youth. He takes off the old t-shirt, recalling his glorious past as Shu Luo, the strongest of the Dragon Kingdom. Putting on a new jacket, Shu Luo stares at his reflection, accepting his new identity. A confident smile plays on his lips as he touches the mirror, vowing to shoulder the responsibility and conquer this world. A system notification appears before him, declaring that the gate to another world is about to open. Determination is etched on his face as he prepares to open the gate with his own power. Intense blue energy erupts from his hands, creating a spatial vortex. The powerful energy gate pulls Shu Luo in his body, becoming a silhouette against the brilliant light. His hand reaches out, touching the blue lightning of the spatial gate. His sneakers lift off the ground, taking the final step into the other world. A system window welcomes Shu Luo, informing him that he has been offline for 36,552 days. He stands with his hands in his pockets, calm amidst countless data screens displaying his accumulated rewards. Another notification congratulates him on completing a mythical achievement, granting him the Supreme Oracle Treasure. The mythical treasure automatically activates permanently, increasing his energy acquisition by 10,000 times. He is engulfed in a massive pillar of turquoise energy as he receives an enormous amount of bonus points. His expression shifts from astonishment to sheer joy as he realizes he has just gained billions of energy points. A final notification appears, allowing him to reset his class and choose one of the 7 core mythical classes. Shu Luo stands proudly before a system interface, considering his mythical class options. He reflects on his past life when the strongest class was the difficult-to-develop beast tamer. His hand rises ready to make a fate-changing decision. With a confident smile, Shu Luo touches the screen and chooses Necromancer as his new path. Amazement fills his face as the system confirms he has become the fourth owner of the mythical class. A detailed information panel appears describing the formidable power of the Necromancer class with its unique skills. The system illustrates the Necromancer's superiority over a regular beast tamer with an image of a lich and a skeleton warrior. He recalls his past glory, having been the strongest in the Dragon Kingdom after conquering 70 worlds. His eyes blaze with determination, vowing to become the strongest in all realms this time. A scene of an ancient city appears at sunset, heralding a new world. Shu Luo is pulled into an energy vortex, officially entering the first world named Nightmare Source. He refuses to keep his old identity and decides to name himself Zero. The panoramic, distorted and surreal view of Doomsday Town stretches out before him. Amidst a crowd of bewildered newcomers, Shu Luo stands firm, calmly observing his surroundings. While others panic and search for teammates, he quietly interacts with his quest interface. A system screen explains the setting of the Nightmare Source world, a place where one must survive apocalyptic cycles. The first quests are announced, requiring the elimination of monsters and collection of items to advance to the next world. With a calm expression, Shu Luo decides to buy equipment before starting his quests. The door of an equipment shop opens, welcoming the first survivors inside. The equipment shop owner, Charles, crosses his arms confidently, questioning the newcomer. Shu Luo stands among other players, listening to Charles explain that the basic items are only 1-star grade. With a sly look, Charles leans in close to Shu Luo and whispers about better quality items for a higher price. A pouch containing 100 copper coins is placed firmly on the counter as he requests a 1-star staff. Holding the newly purchased magic staff, Shu Luo walked calmly as the people around him stared in astonishment. The shop owner wished him good luck and said he hoped to see him again. Another player expressed skepticism, questioning Shu Luo's decision to spend all his starting money. Unconcerned, he walked away silently, leaving the chatter behind him. A girl explained that only high-level weapons could be refined to increase their power. The boy continued, emphasizing the preciousness of alternative energy and calling it insane to use it on a 1-star item. From a distance, two mysterious figures observed Shu Luo and mocked his naivety. The camera panned down to the boots of one of them, who was commenting on the inefficiency of investing in low-level equipment. He examined the information of the fire staff, a common level 0 weapon with the potential for refinement. A confident and meaningful smile flickered across the young man's face. He released a brilliant yellow stream of alternative energy enveloping the staff. The staff erupted in a dazzling light as the first refinement was a complete success. His expression became fervent and determined, growling with the desire to continue relentlessly. A series of success and failure notifications appeared one after another in an explosion of energy. The final success notification was reflected in his satisfied eyes. Shu Luo looked at the notification, confirming his equipment had been upgraded to the highest level. The stat panel for the Fire Messenger's staff appeared, revealing its new magical power and burning effect. With a confident smile, Shu Luo gripped the flaming staff, ready for the upcoming performance. The character status panel for Zero revealed a mythic class and a massive amount of alternative energy. The gate to the first world, the source of nightmares, opened to a dark forest with a burning horizon. A blonde-haired warrior struggled to block a blow from a giant mutant rat, dealing only negligible damage. The monster's glowing red eyes flashed with ferocity as it remained completely unaffected by the attacks. Horror was evident on the warrior's face as he realized his powerlessness against the basic monster. The mutant rat swung a powerful claw, a blue energy stream, threatening to finish the player instantly. A dazzling fireball suddenly shot through the darkness, carrying destructive power. The brilliant yellow energy beam struck the monster, dealing a massive amount of damage that stunned it. The warrior and his priestess teammate turned in astonishment as the staff's burning effect activated. Shu Luo stood calmly over the slain rat's corpse, a notification appearing to confirm his feat. He stood tall, golden staff in hand, contemplating the power difference between himself and ordinary players. From a distance, a group of 3 players watched Shu Luo in stunned silence, unable to believe what they had just witnessed. Their faces were filled with astonishment and disbelief as they tried to comprehend the mysterious player's extraordinary power. The 3 players looked up at Shu Luo with admiration, realizing he was a true expert. In a moment of contemplation, Shu Luo looked out over the forest, calculating the most efficient path to level up. A chart appeared in his mind, mapping out monster types from poisonous spiders to the final boss, the ferocious Boar King. Shu Luo looked out over a desolate wasteland, identifying his next targets as the monsters near an abandoned factory. He strode decisively through the gloomy forest, a blur of energy trailing at his heels. A group of 3 players consisting of a warrior, a priest, and a mage enthusiastically approached to invite him to join their party. With a cold gaze and an emotionless expression, Shu Luo flatly rejected their offer. He walked away silently, leaving the stunned players in a confused silence. The terrified group felt a frightening aura emanating from Shu Luo as he left. From behind they watched in amazement as Shu Luo single-handedly advanced towards the dangerous abandoned factory. A ferocious mutant wolf leapt from the shadows, its mouth wide open in a snarl. Shu Luo moved among the pack of monsters, his golden staff drawing deadly arcs of light with ease. His expression showed a hint of dissatisfaction as a system notification confirmed he had reached level 2. He calmly faced a giant spider monster, the staff in his hand beginning to gather a brilliant ball of energy. A dazzling explosion of energy engulfed everything in a brilliant yellow light. Standing amidst countless spider monster corpses, Shu Luo received a notification that he had reached level 3. He thoughtfully reviewed his status panel, realizing he had unlocked his first skill, Fireball. The young man considered his options, noticing that his initial development path had similarities to that of a beast tamer. He allocated his newly acquired attribute points, prioritizing intelligence, agility, and spirit. Looking at the upgradable Fireball skill, he considered his resource management strategy. A smug and powerful smile crept onto his lips as he realized his energy advantage. Without a moment's hesitation, Shu Luo decided to use his nearly limitless energy to immediately upgrade the new skill. System notifications continuously appeared, recording Shu Luo's consumption of thousands of energy points to upgrade the Fireball skill to a new level. He gave a self-satisfied smile as he received the notification about the newly breakthrough rank Super Fireball skill. Standing alone in the quiet forest, Shu Luo thoughtfully reviewed his World Quest status panel. His expression was calculating as he mapped out a plan to reach level 8 after completing the first World Quests. A glint appeared in his eyes as he suddenly sensed someone's presence nearby. He stood before a massive, intricately carved double door of a ruined ancient building. With a decisive push, Shu Luo threw open the heavy doors, revealing the space within. Inside, an injured man named Harl sat on the ground amidst a hazy smoke, looking exhausted and in pain. Shu Luo stood with his arms crossed, silently observing the newly appeared NPC with a calm and analytical demeanor. Harl's face showed clear desperation as he pleaded for revenge, triggering a new quest window. He reviewed the details of the Destroy the Scorpions quest, noting the random equipment reward was a good deal. His eyes narrowed, focusing on a space ahead as he detected movement. He looked out at the deserted and desolate courtyard, sensing a strange silence hanging over it. A confident smile flickered on his lips as he realized this place held more than just monsters. From the darkness of an alley, 6 hostile red eyes were silently watching. His expression was unfazed, casually recognizing a familiar foe from his past, the Armored Scorpion. A system information panel appeared, displaying the stats of the Armored Scorpion, a level 5 creature with a tough shell. He raised his hand towards the giant monster, a massive fireball forming with terrifying power. The impact created a violent explosion, throwing Shu Luo backward while engulfing the scorpion in a sea of fire. Shu Luo launched a fiery attack from his staff aimed directly at the giant scorpion. A dazzling explosion confirmed the Armored Scorpion had been defeated, granting him a large amount of experience points. He landed on the ground, staff in hand, contemplating how the Super Fireball skill consumed too much energy. A memory surfaced, warning him that killing the scorpion would soon summon the Emperor Scorpion. From the darkness, a pair of menacing red eyes glowed, signaling a terrifying presence. The Emperor Scorpion, with its massive purple armor, emerged from the ground, letting out a deafening roar. With unshakable determination, Shu Luo gathered his energy, preparing for another Super Fireball. The fireball struck the monster's thick shell but only created an ineffective surface explosion. He clicked his tongue, recalling that its shell was as thick and sturdy as he remembered. The monster swung its massive pincer, forcing Shu Luo to quickly retreat to dodge the blow. He slid across the ground, narrowly escaping the crushing attack. Spotting a potential weakness, he defiantly launched another fireball at the new target. The attack hit its mark, engulfing the Emperor Scorpion in a fierce, fiery explosion. He stood before the motionless monster, feeling fortunate to have neutralized it just as his energy ran out. The staff in his hand still glowing with embers, he prepared to deliver the finishing blow to complete his quest. Suddenly, a player with silver hair and a crazed look in his eyes rushed forward, brandishing a dagger. Another group of players emerged from behind, determined to steal the kill as the silver-haired warrior led the charge. The attacker shot past Shu Luo, who remained unusually calm and still. A smug smile appeared on Shu Luo's lips, revealing he had anticipated their arrival. The dark-haired assassin's shocked expression was evident as he realized he had been discovered. Shu Luo stood firm, radiating a brilliant golden aura, facing the eagerly advancing group of players. Shu Luo's gaze was sharp and cold, hiding a disdain for his weak enemies. He channeled power into his staff, unleashing a massive pillar of fire with a blazing phantom behind it. The blonde-haired accomplice's face turned from smugness to sheer terror. A blinding explosion engulfed the attacker in a sea of intense flames. Amidst the ruined landscape, Shu Luo emerged mysteriously with a pair of black sunglasses. The surviving assassin looked at Shu Luo with disbelief, unable to comprehend his power. A smug smile appeared on Shu Luo's lips as he activated his class effect, harvesting the Emperor Scorpion's soul. He decisively crushed the purple energy orb, beginning the absorption process. Dark purple energy began to gather around his feet on the shattered stone ground. Eerie black smoke billowed up from the ground, heralding a powerful summoning. Horror gripped the assassin as shadowy tentacles reached out towards him. The Emperor Scorpion was reborn from the shadows, now a colossal summoned creature standing before Shu Luo. The calm young man contemplated the superior advantages his necromancer class offered. With a playful look, he decided to use all his experience points to upgrade his new pet. The Emperor Scorpion's glowing red eyes flashed with power after its defense skill was upgraded to a rank. The assassin screamed in despair, unable to comprehend the power of a beast tamer. Shu Luo stood calmly beside his monster, beginning to reveal the plan he had laid out beforehand. The face of the ambush party's leader contorted in horror as he realized his fatal mistake. With a smug smile, Shu Luo commanded his newly summoned Emperor Scorpion. A blur of motion showed the warrior's desperate speed as he turned to flee. He dashed forward in a frantic escape attempt, his face a mask of panic. His escape was cut short by the terrifying Scorpion, forcing him to his knees to beg for mercy under Shu Luo's indifferent gaze. Shu Luo reached out his hand, his cold eyes seeming to pass judgment on the law of the strong devouring the weak. A final agonizing scream was represented by a flash of light and a sharp sound effect. Harl the quest giver sat with an injured leg but beamed with gratitude, giving a thumbs up to his avenger. Shu Luo calmly reviewed the system windows, announcing his quest rewards, including 2 new pieces of equipment. Seen from behind, Shu Luo satisfyingly activated a max upgrade, channeling energy into his new necklace and leg armor. Standing tall and powerful, Shu Luo held the newly upgraded golden necklace, confident in his faster path to level 5. A faint knowing smile played on his lips as he examined the details on the glowing blue interface. A massive regional announcement appeared in the sky of Doomsday Town, heralding the arrival of a high-level secret realm for all players. A nearby group of players collectively gasped in astonishment at the sudden announcement. Seen from behind, Shu Luo quietly assessed the opportunity, his mind already calculating the risks and rewards. Determination set on Shu Luo's face as he clenched his fist, vowing that the first clear reward would be his. A crowd of players gathered before a swirling blue energy vortex, the entrance to the secret realm, while one person tried to form a party. A heated debate erupted among a small group, weighing the deadly dangers against the potential fortune. Shu Luo walked with unshakable confidence towards the portal, a lone figure standing out in the hesitant crowd. A rough muscular arm shoved Shu Luo aside to clear a path. A magnificent warrior in brilliant golden armor appeared authoritatively, followed by his entourage. The warrior's face, identified as the wealthy Lu Qing, showed the smug superiority of the elite. Lu Qing's well-equipped subordinates stood proudly, a testament to their master's wealth. A woman with light brown hair recognized Shu Luo, calling him by his past name, Zhang Yu. A memory flashed through Shu Luo's mind, revealing the woman to be Lin Yuju, his former self's ex-girlfriend. Lin Yuju, in her game attire, spoke condescendingly, doubting Zhang Yu's ability to conquer the high-level secret realm. Zhang Yu's gaze turned sharp and defiant as he coldly met her mockery. Lin Yuejia's confident smile faltered, replaced by astonishment at his unexpectedly bold reaction. She clung to Lu Qing for support, smugly declaring that only the strong had the right to enter the special realm. Lu Qing pulled her closer, stroking her hair patronizingly while taunting Zhang Yu about being dumped. With chilling indifference, Zhang Yu dismissed his ex-girlfriend and confidently refuted their claims of his delusion. Angered by the slight, Lin Yuju urged her new master to punish Zhang Yu for his insolence. A dangerous glint flashed in Zhang Yu's eyes as he issued a quiet but menacing warning that she should cherish her life. Lin Yuju scoffed at his words, believing the threat to be empty as she thought she knew his weakness well. Lu Qing narrowed his eyes, unable to perceive Zhang Yu's true power, which was concealed by a strange blue aura. Deciding not to cause trouble, Lu Qing raised his hand dismissively, choosing to spare Zhang Yu this time. Lu Qing turned his back, prioritizing entry into the secret realm over a confrontation with the mysterious man. With a final call to his followers, Lu Qing's group was engulfed in the brilliant light of the portal to the secret realm. Lu Yao and his group celebrated as they entered the blue stream of light, while Shu Luo and Lin Yuju appeared below with mixed emotions. Harl, the red-haired man, placed a hand on Shu Luo's shoulder with a look of resigned sympathy. In a fiery moment of introspection, Shu Luo confronted the image of his impoverished past, affirming his new identity as Asura. Harl tried to reason with Shu Luo, while other players in the background gossiped about the wealth of the group that had just passed. The grand stone gate of the secret realm loomed, where players were discussing the power of resurrection scrolls. A pair of terrifying glowing red monster eyes flashed in the darkness, signaling the final boss of the secret realm. Shu Luo stood resolutely, the spectral image of his iron scorpion appearing behind him as he calculated his strategy. He let out a soft breath, quietly observing as his rival's group disappeared inside. The silhouettes of Lu Yao and his group were enveloped by a blinding light as they stepped through the spatial gate. Lin Yuju turned back to look at Lu Yao with an angry and questioning expression, dissatisfied with his passivity. With a stern expression, Lu Yao explained that attacking Shu Luo would have damaged the reputation of his clan and guild. Lu Yao pulled Lin Yuju closer and comforted her with the promise of revenge later. A brilliant golden energy erupted violently, signaling a powerful action had just occurred. Shu Luo stood firm, his staff glowing as both he and his iron scorpion simultaneously reached level 5. Determination was etched on Shu Luo's face as his eyes lit up with power, realizing the unique advantage of the necromancer class. Another streak of golden light swept across the scene, leaving a hazy trail of smoke. The group of players who were previously gossiping now stared with utter astonishment and regret at Shu Luo's power. Shu Luo's boots took a decisive step forward on the glowing ground. 3 beautiful female players surrounded Shu Luo, drawn by his strength and eager to befriend him. Shu Luo turned away bluntly, rejecting the offer of the 3 stunned female gamers. Amidst a snowy landscape, Shu Luo calmly read the system notification that the level 5 secret realm would close in 10 minutes. A stream of green energy enveloped Shu Luo as he planned to use his level 5 iron scorpion as a shield. The stat panel for the level 5 iron scorpion appeared, showing its impressive defensive attributes. The necklace on Shu Luo's chest glowed brightly, ready to provide a continuous supply of mana for his attacks. With a confident expression, Shu Luo single-handedly advanced into the blue energy vortex of the secret realm's portal. A violent burst of energy erupted, signaling the start of a fierce battle within. With wounds on his face, Lu Yao gritted his teeth in bitterness for having almost defeated the scorpion boss. Amidst the rubble, Lu Yao's party looked pathetic as a member urged him to use a resurrection scroll to escape. Lu Yao's eyes widened in astonishment as he sensed someone approaching. Lu Yao's entire party looked up in alarm as a figure emerged from a blinding flash of light. Shu Luo appeared, standing proudly with his staff in hand, completely unaffected by the surrounding chaos. Lu Yao mocked Shu Luo for daring to enter the level 5 secret realm alone, scorning his recklessness. A smug and defiant smile played on Shu Luo's lips at his rival's provocation. Provoked, Lu Yao roared in anger while his party members tried to hold him back. Lu Yao's party vanished in a flash of teleportation light, leaving behind a curse as the boss kill quest notification appeared. Shu Luo coldly dismissed the noisy departed, his gaze fixed firmly ahead. The ground beneath his feet began to crack with fissures, emitting a brilliant orange glow. The giant tail of the guardian scorpion erupted from the ground in an explosion directly facing Shu Luo. The stat panel for the level 7 iron armored scorpion leader appeared, revealing the boss's formidable power. With a confident smile, Shu Luo prepared to attack the colossal monster. His iron scorpion charged in, blocking the giant boss's attack and taking only a negligible amount of damage. Shu Luo realized that with his pet's equipment and skills, even the level 7 boss couldn't harm it. A massive fireball struck the boss, dealing critical damage and a burning effect. Hit by the attack, the scorpion leader roared in fury at its small yet defiant opponent. Seizing the opportunity, Shu Luo nimbly leapt onto the back of the frenzied monster. His eyes blazed as he unleashed a rapid succession of fireballs with astonishing speed. The barrage of fireballs bombarded the boss's armor, creating a chain of explosions. The monster's armor cracked and it roared in pain as blood began to pour from the wound. In a rage, the scorpion leader thrashed violently, flinging Shu Luo into the air. Extreme agony was visible on the monster's face as it threw its head back and roared at the sky. He stood proudly atop the colossal corpse of the scorpion leader, the battle over. Amidst a scene of lightning, Shu Luo calmly received the reward notification for being the first to clear the secret realm. Outside, a massive system announcement appeared, to the astonishment of all players, declaring the secret realm had been cleared. 2 players gaped in disbelief, unable to believe their eyes as they read the player's name. 0 other players chattered in alarm, wondering how someone could defeat a level 7 boss when they were only levels 1-3. Another player turned to the injured Lin Yuju and asked if 0 was her ex-boyfriend, while Lu Yao sat silently in defeat. Lin Yuju vehemently denied it with a panicked expression, claiming it was impossible for Shu Luo to have defeated the boss alone. With a flicker of determination after his defeat, Lu Yao reluctantly acknowledged the mysterious player's strength. His fist clenched as he slammed it onto the stone floor, admitting his foe was no ordinary opponent. Standing before his guild, Lu Yao ordered them to find and recruit the player 0 at all costs. Among the items dropped by the boss, Shu Luo noticed a special scroll amidst the equipment and coins. A flood of messages from other players appeared, offering high prices to buy his secret scroll. Ignoring the offers, Shu Luo decided to use energy points to upgrade the scroll himself. The scroll radiated intense electrical energy, evolving through bronze and then silver grade right before his eyes. With a smug smile, he admired the newly created king-grade scroll, a priceless item. His eyes shone with a golden light and he clenched his fist with the determination to conquer other worlds. He activated the scroll, receiving a king-grade wanted quest titled Rescue the Survivor. His expression grew pensive as he read the quest details, realizing he had to go to a level 10 map despite being only level 5. Information about the ferocious level 10 wild boars appeared, warning of their strength and pack habits. Ignoring the dangers, he advanced into the gloomy forest, prioritizing the search for the girl named Eileen. A young girl named Eileen screamed in panic, running for her life from an aggressively pursuing wild boar. A sudden fiery explosion erupted, stopping and engulfing the wild boar in a sea of flames. Smoke and embers hung in the air, the aftermath of the recent magical attack. Shu Luo emerged from the smoke, shielding the just rescued Eileen from the incinerated monster. A system notification confirmed that the survivor Eileen had been found and a 10-hour countdown began. Eyes glowing, Shu Luo stood firm amidst a swirl of energy, sensing the restlessness of the wild boars in the forest as the quest progressed. The wild boar let out a savage roar, charging forward with glowing red eyes. Shu Luo shielded the terrified Eileen, launching a blazing fireball at the monster. The magic attack hit its mark, dealing damage and leaving a burning effect on the wild boar. Viewed from above, the two were surrounded by a pack of aggressive, snarling wild boars in the dark forest. Shu Luo's expression tensed as he realized Eileen's survival was the key to completing the quest. With a surge of purple energy, he summoned his giant iron-armored scorpion to protect them. The scorpion took a direct hit from a boar's charge, its hard armor creating a shower of sparks. His eyes flashed with golden light as he focused his energy for a super fireball skill. A massive explosion wiped out the horde of monsters, granting him a large amount of experience points and alternative energy. He commanded his scorpion to continue fighting, eager to gather more resources for upgrades. A series of kill notifications appeared in quick succession, showcasing his slaughtering efficiency. Though exhausted and drained of energy, Eileen watched him with a worried and caring gaze. He turned back to the little girl with a confident smile, reassuring her that he would definitely get her back safely. Another wild boar suddenly charged, causing Eileen to scream in terror. Another giant super fireball was unleashed, narrowly intercepting the monster's attack. The silhouette of the wild boar was completely engulfed in the exploding fireball. A close-up of another wild boar's ferocious face as it lets out a threatening roar. Shu Luo kneels, assessing the dire situation as he realizes both he and his scorpion are reaching their limits. The last wild boar is sent flying backward, its health bar nearly depleted from the attack. Shu Luo's expression relaxes in satisfaction as a series of brilliant level-up notifications appear. He decides to prioritize upgrading his attack power after reviewing his detailed status panel. The sparkling Glory Lord battle ring is carefully placed on his finger, a trophy from the Scorpion King. With his scepter raised high, Shu Luo summons a massive fireball using his fireball skill. A fiery explosion engulfs the roaring wild boar, followed by an instant kill notification. A confident look appears on his face as he realizes his attack power has significantly increased amidst the fiery remnants. A blazing wave of energy is unleashed by him, wiping out the last of the wild boars on the battlefield. Amidst the now quiet forest, Shu Luo stands guard over Eileen after clearing the monster horde. The peace is shattered by the sudden appearance of a gold-armored warrior, putting Shu Luo on alert. The warrior Supreme Sun and his companion Supreme Moon reveal themselves, looking at Shu Luo with challenging and arrogant eyes. Shu Luo's face hardens, his sharp gaze showing an unyielding challenge. With a provocative smirk, Supreme Moon goads her companion to teach Shu Luo a lesson. A shadow falls over Shu Luo's face, his eyes glinting with deadly resolve at the threat. The gold-armored warrior roars a challenge and charges, swinging his gleaming greatsword down on Shu Luo. The golden blade strikes Shu Luo in a brilliant flash of light, but only deals a negligible amount of damage. The gold-armored warrior's arrogant expression turns to one of shock and disbelief. His companion is also stunned, unable to comprehend how an unarmed player could withstand the attack. A confident smirk plays on Shu Luo's lips as fiery energy begins to envelop his body, signaling his turn to counterattack. The gold-armored warrior's face contorts in terror as he realizes the deadly threat emanating from Shu Luo. With blazing eyes, Shu Luo unleashes a ferocious fire attack towards his opponent. Supreme Sun's face twists in shock and agony as he realizes he's been defeated in a single blow. The arrogant warrior's golden armor shatters into ash and flame, marking his end. Shu Luo coldly looks at the system notification, confirming his opponent has been marked for elimination. An explanation illustrates the game's mechanic of players attacking each other and becoming marked. The explanation continues, showing that the attacker is penalized if the victim doesn't fight back. Shu Luo looks down at the pile of equipment and items dropped by Supreme Sun upon death. Supreme Moon stares in horror, unable to believe Lu Yao was killed so easily. Shu Luo approaches the terrified Supreme Moon while Irene stands silently behind him. Supreme Moon desperately tries to appeal to Shu Luo by bringing up their past relationship. Completely unmoved, Shu Luo and Irene coldly walk past the bewildered Supreme Moon. Internally, Shu Luo reaffirms his focus on the mission and resolves not to waste time on insignificant people. Left alone, Supreme Moon grinds her teeth in rage and humiliation, vowing revenge on Zhang Yu. Sunlight filters through the leaves, revealing a peaceful village with a windmill in the distance. Irene gives a deep bow of gratitude to her hero before vanishing in a blue flash of light, signaling her safe return home. A series of system notification windows pop up, congratulating Shu Luo on completing the quest, leveling up to 8 and receiving various rewards. A surge of icy blue energy gathers in Shu Luo's palm as he summons his new weapon. He firmly grips the new ice stick, a weapon that radiates a cold aura and boosts magical attack power. With a smug smile, Shu Luo begins the process of refining a mysterious item ready for the next challenge. A system notification confirms the successful refinement of the Ice Staff Destroyer after consuming a large amount of energy points. Confidence is written on Shu Luo's face as he dismisses the energy cost as a non-issue. He then turns his attention to the spotted blue pet egg he received as a reward. He examines the egg, critically unimpressed by its common grade. A virtual screen appears displaying a collection of other common pet eggs he has gathered. With a decisive gesture, he decides to have his iron-armored scorpion absorb all the collected eggs. His pet is enveloped in a brilliant purple light, successfully evolving into an elite-grade silver-armored scorpion. Standing beside the massive newly evolved pet, Shu Luo satisfyingly assesses his new strength, ready for the next challenge. A brilliant blue light flares as he prepares to teleport, deciding he needs to restock on supplies first. His silhouette steps into the teleportation vortex, leaving the game world. The scene shifts to a quiet city at night where a single apartment window glows amidst the dark buildings. Surrounded by crackling blue energy, Shu Luo materializes inside his apartment, still holding the ice staff. The silence is broken by the sudden ringing of a smartphone on the table. Zhang Yu answers with a grim expression, receiving an ultimatum from the hospital regarding his younger brother's unpaid medical bills. He calmly looks at the golden equipment in his virtual inventory, planning to sell it to easily cover the costs. His plan is immediately thwarted by a red warning notification indicating the items are locked and untradeable. A strained and awkward smile appears on his face as he realizes this is an unforeseen consequence of his power buff. His shadow on the wall reflects his predicament as he contemplates his urgent need for money. He scrolls through a player forum on his phone, searching for a viable way to monetize his in-game abilities. A close-up shows Shu Luo's eyes widening in surprise at an unexpected piece of information on the screen. A forum post appears revealing a deadly training quest with a massive reward. Sitting in the dark room, Shu Luo calmly makes a call, his face illuminated by the phone's light. A confident and intrigued smile forms on his lips as he thinks about the risky mission. His player interface displays his current stats and equipment, including the ice staff. Viewed from behind, a woman with long bluish-purple hair sits amidst a multitude of glowing screens. Shu Luo initiates the conversation, asking about the conditions for the 300,000 yuan training job. The woman with headphones explains the mission's terms professionally and clearly. With a determined expression, Shu Luo confidently proposes a higher price to solve his financial burden. The woman agrees to the new terms and designates the meeting spot in Apocalypse Town. A brilliant golden energy erupts as Shu Luo teleports to the rendezvous point in the game world. He stands in the town square with a smug look reflecting on the lucrative deal he just secured. His expression abruptly changes to astonishment as a figure suddenly appears before him. A mysterious woman in a hooded cloak escorted by bodyguards approaches and questions him. The two stand face to face, the cloaked woman nodding in confirmation that he is the one she's looking for. From a distance, another group of players gossips, recognizing the woman as the Calamity Mage and mocking her companion. The woman slightly pulls back her hood, revealing short purple hair and a determined gaze. A bead of sweat rolls down Shu Luo's temple, his expression tensing as he realizes the gravity of the situation. He accepts the party invitation and a system notification confirms a player with a hidden class has joined the group. Shu Luo explains the mission's conditions to his mysterious teammate as they walk through a ruined town. He explains the world's mechanics, where her level prevents her from damaging stronger enemies. With a confident look, Shu Luo summons a massive ice staff, blue energy swirling around him. A powerful ice attack completely freezes the scorpion monster, dealing significant damage. The black-haired young man calmly explains that this is just a support skill, not his main attack. The cloaked woman appears confused, urging him to finish off the immobilized monster. The purple-haired girl decides to act on her own, reaching out and focusing purple magical energy. Her attack deals only a single point of damage to the monster's icy defense. Immediately after, a combined explosion of ice and purple magic completely obliterates the creature. Engulfed in a blue light, the girl stares in amazement at a series of notifications announcing she has leveled up 3 times. Another giant scorpion suddenly lunges from the front, causing Shu Luo to shout a warning. He quickly shoves his companion out of the way, taking the full brunt of the attack with his own body. Even as he falls, Shu Luo protects her and casts a massive fireball with his staff. The fiery explosion completely engulfs the second monster in a sea of destructive flames. Shu Luo's eyes glow a fiery red, his expression turning serious and intensely focused as he protects her. A close-up on the girl's purple eyes shows them sparkling with admiration and awe at his power. With a leader's demeanor, Shu Luo tells her to get up so they can proceed to the next level. Standing in a serene forest by a waterfall, he abruptly asks for her age. The girl reveals she is 21, surprising Shu Luo with her unbelievably low level for her age. Shu Luo stops suddenly in the gloomy forest, sensing something unusual from behind. The girl's hand tightens on the edge of her cloak, showing tension and resolve. The girl reveals her face, asking to terminate their contract and for him to keep it a secret from her sister. Shu Luo's innocent expression shows his surprise at hearing her voice for the first time. He reaffirms his promise while the girl desperately tries to warn him of the bad luck she brings. With a calm demeanor, Shu Luo curiously asks about the true meaning of the title Calamity Vessel. Before she can answer, a mocking voice echoes from the shadows, interrupting their conversation. A group of 4 hostile players appears, blocking their path. The group's leader eagerly urges his companions forward, claiming to be acting for justice. The girl is terrified, warning of the enemy's superior levels and urging Shu Luo to flee alone. Shu Luo stands his ground fearlessly, a blue aura beginning to envelop his body. From behind the girl, a view of the tense confrontation between Shu Luo and the other players is shown. Suddenly, a formidable army clad in black armor with menacingly glowing eyes marches into the forest. The first group of players whispers in terror as they recognize the presence of Liu Yao, a tycoon's son. The hostile player leader tries to explain to the newcomer but is coldly ordered to be silent by Liu Yao. Liu Yao strides forward, grabbing Shu Luo's collar with a smug grin, revealing their rivalry. Shu Luo responds with a defiant smirk, reminding his rival of the revival scroll he can't use for 7 days. Liu Yao dismisses the taunt with a disdainful wave of his hand. On Lu Yao's command, both groups of players simultaneously prepare to charge at Shu Luo and the girl. A chibi version of Su Yan nervously looks at her own status panel, revealing her level 1 identity and completely mysterious stats. Standing beside a frightened Su Yan, Shu Luo remains resolute, blue energy radiating from his staff as he faces the enemies. Lu Yao's expression hardens in confusion at an unexpected reaction. His confusion quickly turns to rage as he glares at his sword-drawing subordinates. In a fit of anger, Lu Yao lands a powerful kick on one of his men for misunderstanding his intentions. Silence falls over the night forest, an eerie lull after the display of power. Framed between two towering figures, Shu Luo and Su Yan find themselves completely surrounded by Lu Yao's entourage. Su Yan fearfully clutches Shu Luo's coat as the circle of armed men tightens. The tense standoff is abruptly broken as the soldiers kneel in unison, presenting golden gift boxes to Shu Luo. Su Yan's eyes widen in utter disbelief, trying to process the bizarre turn of events. A woman in a green dress angrily questions Lu Yao, but he immediately orders her to be quiet. Lu Yao explains his peaceful intentions to Shu Luo, claiming the gifts are a sincere recruitment gesture. With a confident smile and a thumbs up, Lu Yao formally offers a deal for rare treasures. Shu Luo listens with a stoic, emotionless expression, completely unmoved by the extravagant offer. Lu Yao dramatically extends his hand, offering a massive monthly salary that leaves Su Yan and a nearby warrior Agape in astonishment. The woman in the green dress taunts Zhang Yu, scorning his poverty and urging him to accept the life-changing offer. A malicious glint appears in the woman's eyes as she secretly plots to use this recruitment to get her revenge on Zhang Yu later. A smug smile plays on Shu Luo's lips as he coldly challenges Lu Yao to prove his strength instead of buying loyalty. The woman in the green dress stares in rage and disbelief at Shu Luo's audacity in rejecting such a generous offer. Shu Luo calmly faces the enraged Catwoman, mocking her choice. Surrounded, Shu Luo confidently asks his rival if he still wants to fight. With a grim expression, Lu Yao orders his men to let Shu Luo leave. The Catwoman screams in protest, unable to believe Lu Yao would let his enemy go so easily. A sharp glare from Lu Yao instantly silences her protest, leaving her frozen in fear. As Shu Luo and Su Yan disappear into the misty forest, one of Lu Yao's subordinates questions his leader's decision. Lu Yao's rage erupts as he punches the subordinate in the face for daring to question his command. His expression shifts to a dreamy smile as he explains his philosophy that things hard to get are the most valuable. The cunning Catwoman approaches, reminding Lu Yao of his previous vow to kill Zhang Yu. Lu Yao calmly admits that his mindset changed precisely after he was killed by Zhang Yu. He grabs her chin, his voice menacing as he questions how a normal player could possess such destructive power. Through Lu Yao's eyes, Shu Luo's retreating figure is enveloped in a brilliant blue aura, reinforcing his determination to recruit him. A smug and determined smile is visible on Lu Yao's face. Left behind, the Catwoman grinds her teeth in hatred, silently vowing to make Zhang Yu kneel before her. Night falls with a full bright moon hanging over the distant mountains. In the forest, Su Yan thanks Shu Luo, but he replies sarcastically that he only works for money. Su Yan stops walking abruptly, her posture showing a sudden hesitation. A close-up on her purple eyes reveals doubt and the realization that she might not be able to complete this task. Shu Luo turns back, his gaze sharp as he questions her lack of confidence and her reason for coming to this world. Su Yan explains her situation with a somber expression, her hand pointing to a blue holographic screen. Shu Luo squints to read the restrictions of the special class Cursed Mage on the screen. A metaphorical image shows a glowing white-haired entity curled up inside a red organic sphere. Brilliant golden light erupts from cracks on the sphere's surface. The entity evolves into an angel with golden energy wings hovering above a sea of purple flames. Su Yan's face was shrouded in darkness as she recounted her 3-year string of failures. Shu Luo stood opposite Su Yan, who was curled up on the ground in despair. A teardrop fell near the hem of Su Yan's robe as she uttered words of dismissal. Shu Luo's profile showed determination as he made a firm assertion. Su Yan's purple eyes widened, reflecting utter astonishment and disbelief. Su Yan's face was filled with a chaotic mix of emotions, from shock and hope to welling tears. The purple-haired girl rushed forward, grabbing Shu Luo's coat and questioning him with an urgent expression. Her trembling hand clung to his lapel, showing her desperate desire to break the curse. Her other hand also gripped his coat, reinforcing her fragile hope. Shu Luo looked down at her with a confident smile, his magic necklace glowing. The quest screen appeared against a backdrop of a warrior facing two giant monsters. Gold and silver coins rained down from above. Amidst a pack of defeated wild boars, Shu Luo stood firm as coins fell around him while Su Yan watched from a distance. Su Yan watched with a look of astonishment, gradually realizing his true power. Shu Luo confirmed they were ready to challenge the boss while Su Yan agreed with a hint of hesitation. Noticing her uncertainty, he turned back with a questioning gaze. Su Yan looked down, expressing her disbelief that someone as strong as him would accept her request. With a confident smile, Shu Luo dispelled her doubts with a self-deprecating joke. Su Yan's eyes lit up with admiration while Shu Luo was secretly embarrassed by his own words. A system window appeared announcing that all prerequisite quests had been completed. His finger, adorned with a gold ring, decisively pressed the glowing challenge button. The system announced it was loading the first world's boss area, the demonic abyss. The two stood before a massive gate blazing with a brilliant golden light. With a smug smile and a new spear in hand, Shu Luo asked if she was ready. Together they stepped through the threshold of light, entering the boss's domain. A bright red system notification confirmed they had entered the demonic abyss. The pair appeared in a vast, dark and mist-covered hall. As a 1-hour countdown began, Shu Luo calmly handed Su Yan a few items. Her eyes widened in amazement as she realized she was holding a resurrection scroll and precious recovery potions. He calmly explained that thorough preparation was necessary to deal with unexpected factors. Purple energy erupted as Shu Luo summoned his pet and equipped it with a set of heroic armor. The enhanced silver-armored scorpion stood tall, its impressive defense status panel displayed. Su Yan could only stare in stunned silence as a confident smile appeared on Shu Luo's lips, signaling the battle was about to begin. Shu Luo raised his glowing blue staff, facing a giant boar monster rising from the purple shadows. An information panel appeared identifying the enemy as the Berserker Swine King, a level 10 boss with murderous glowing red eyes. Su Yan trembled, clutching her staff, her voice filled with fear as she doubted their chances of victory. Looking over his shoulder, Shu Luo noticed the despair in his companion's heart, a fear born from past failures. Standing beside the massive silver-armored scorpion, he calmly assigned Su Yan a support role from the rear. A confident and somewhat arrogant smile played on Shu Luo's lips as he declared he would clean up this boss. The boar monster let out a deafening roar and charged forward with terrifying speed. Shu Luo's eyes flashed with fire as he channeled his power, launching a super fireball at the enemy. A fiery explosion engulfed the area, dealing a significant amount of damage to the target. The smoke and embers from the explosion gradually cleared, revealing the battlefield. Still standing after the attack, the Berserker Swine King roared in anger, seemingly unharmed. Shu Luo observed with a calm expression, acknowledging that the boss's thick hide would not be easily pierced. A close-up of the monster's sharp teeth and drooling mouth showed its extreme rage. The silver-armored scorpion bravely charged forward, blocking the boar's attack with its sturdy armor. The scorpion's pincers slammed into the ground, creating a small tremor as it held its defensive position. From a low angle, Shu Luo unleashed a continuous barrage of fireballs, his eyes glowing with magical energy. The fireballs exploded repeatedly on the boss, causing it to roar in pain and anger. The boar's hooves stomped the ground while Shu Luo calculated his attack strategy. Radiating a brilliant red energy, the Berserker Swine King used its wild charge skill, rushing straight at the silver-armored scorpion. The giant scorpion's armored tail slammed down on the ground with terrifying force. The Berserker Swine King let out an angry roar, its entire body glowing with a red aura of rage. Standing behind the living shield of his giant pet, Shu Luo observed the enemy with a smug smile. The red-furred monster charged forward, launching a reckless and unstoppable attack. Su Yan's face turned pale with terror as she screamed a desperate warning for Zhang Yu to dodge. In response, the Emperor Scorpion let out a defiant roar, ready to face the charge head-on. Shu Luo remained completely still, a vortex of energy swirling around him as he patiently waited for the right moment. The image of the charging monster was clearly reflected in his focused eyes, every movement analyzed. A system window appeared, revealing the Berserker Swine King's formidable stats and deadly skills. The giant boar loomed before Shu Luo, its immense size threatening to crush him. A glint of determination flashed in Shu Luo's eyes as he identified the perfect opportunity to strike. He leapt into the air, using his staff to summon a giant ice spear and unleash a freezing magic attack. The Berserker Swine King was instantly encased in sharp ice crystals, its charge halted as frost damage spread. Su Yan stared in astonishment, realizing the freezing effect wouldn't last long due to the boss's resistance. With a deafening roar, the Swine King shattered its icy prison, its rage now amplified to a terrifying level. Now more analytical than afraid, Su Yan warned of the boss's impending deadly stomp attack. The Emperor Scorpion bravely blocked the path of the enraged Swine King, their massive bodies colliding in a shower of energy. A close-up showed the Scorpion struggling against the overwhelming power of the Berserker Swine King. For the first time, a look of urgent concern appeared on Shu Luo's face as he channeled a stream of healing energy into his precious pet. With a determined expression, Su Yan channeled a crackling ball of purple energy in her hands. The Emperor Scorpion roared defiantly, its massive pincers locked in a brutal struggle with the raging Berserker Swine King. Su Yan's face showed clear panic as she screamed a desperate warning about their defenses about to collapse. Unfazed, Shu Luo channeled a massive spell, weaving brilliant golden flames and sharp blue ice crystals with unparalleled power. A confident and predatory smile appeared on Shu Luo's face as he prepared to unleash his final decisive attack. The Berserker Swine King was caught in a vortex of elemental fury, a devastating combination called Dance of Fire and Ice. A torrent of golden fire violently collided with an advancing wall of crystalline blue ice, engulfing the battlefield in a chaotic explosion. The Swine King roared in agony, its form barely visible as it was simultaneously incinerated and frozen by the overwhelming magical assault. From a distance, Shu Luo stood as a lone figure, commanding a storm of fire and unleashing countless golden coins that exploded on impact with the boss. Bathed in the brilliant radiance of his own flames, Shu Luo's eyes blazed with red energy, a smile of absolute dominance on his lips. The Swine King was annihilated by a series of powerful fireballs that exploded consecutively from its very core. Su Yan's eyes, reflecting the fiery explosions, widened in utter disbelief and astonishment at the mastery she had just witnessed. In the ensuing silence, the lifeless head of the colossal Berserker Swine King lay still amidst the lingering smoke and embers. With the giant beast defeated before them, Shu Luo and Su Yan stood victorious on the ravaged battlefield. Shu Luo calmly analyzed the holographic loot screen, methodically selecting powerful new equipment and a skill book from his rewards. Enveloped in a column of sacred purple light, Su Yan began a dramatic transformation, breaking the limits of her class. Tears of disbelief and joy streamed down Su Yan's face as she realized she had not only escaped her cursed state but had also evolved into a powerful epic class. In her new attire, Su Yan stood before a composed Shu Luo, both silently acknowledging the momentous event as a system notification hovered between them. Across the world, holographic screens announced the unprecedented achievement to a stunned crowd of players, etching the names of Zero and Su Yan into history. In the main hall, other players buzzed in utter disbelief over Su Yan's impossible achievement. Before two swirling energy portals, one red and one blue, Shu Luo and Su Yan received the first world completion notification. His expression calm, Shu Luo calculated his next move, prioritizing earning money before exploring new worlds. Su Yan called out in surprise as Shu Luo turned his back and walked straight into the blue teleportation gate. The heel of his boot decisively crossed the threshold of the energy portal, marking his return. A sly and excited smile spread across Su Yan's lips as she realized her mysterious companion was none other than the legendary class shifter Zero. The scene shifts to a modern skyscraper of glass and steel identified as the Fan Building in Linhai City Center. Inside a high-end office, a powerful woman looks out over the city while her assistant announces a call. The woman, known as Miss Fan, takes the phone and listens with a professional demeanor as she receives a report on the completed mission. A skeptical smile flickered across her lips as she announced she would verify the details before making payment. Miss Fan handed a document to her assistant, showing disdain and assuming the mission takers were scammers for reporting completion so quickly. The door burst open and Su Yan, in casual clothes, rushed into the room with pure elation on her face. She spread her arms towards her sister, joyfully announcing that she had not only escaped the curse but had also evolved into an epic-level mage. Miss Fan's skeptical expression melted away, replaced by boundless happiness and pride as she realized her sister's success. Su Yan raised a single finger with radiant confidence, revealing that this incredible feat was accomplished by only one person. This news left Miss Fan completely stunned, her expression frozen in utter astonishment. While the assistant sat glumly at her desk, Su Yan watched quietly, her excitement temporarily subsiding. Sitting before a computer screen, Miss Fan connected the events and asked her sister if the person was the sensational figure Zero. An online forum screen displayed a flood of reactions from the gaming community, confirming Thadamun Skari's record had been broken by the mysterious class shifter Zero. Jinya, with an ambitious smile, declared that with these two record-breaking players their position would be solidified. With iron determination, she declared an immediate executive meeting to recruit Zero at any cost. The scene shifts to an old apartment complex where a message confirms Zhang Yu has received payment. At the hospital, Zhang Yu entrusted the care of his younger brother, his heart heavy upon hearing about the future long-term treatment costs. He closed his eyes in regret, the image of Supreme Sun appearing in his mind as a reminder of a lucrative offer he had refused. Suddenly his phone rang, the necklace on his chest glowing faintly in the quiet space. He brought the phone to his ear, his gaze focused, and answered cautiously. On the other end of the line, Jinya, the Vice Guild Master of Misty Rain Pavilion, extended an invitation to join the guild from the executive meeting room. A confident and calculating smile played on Zhang Yu's lips as he listened to the offer. To Su Yan's surprise, Jinya exclaimed with joy as Zhang Yu agreed to join their guild. Zhang Yu calmly stated his conditions, demanding personal freedom and only participating in major events. Su Yan's face showed worry and confusion at his bold request. Jinya's joy also vanished, replaced by a serious and somewhat surprised expression at the condition presented. An executive board member objected vehemently, arguing that Zhang Yu's request went against the purpose of a guild. Hearing the objection, Zhang Yu immediately hung up, leaving a stunned silence in the meeting room. Su Chen, the CEO of the Su Foundation, remarked on the rudeness of the person who hung up, but also acknowledged the need for someone like him. Jinya fervently defended her decision, emphasizing Zero's raw talent and record-breaking achievements. Su Yan, with an earnest expression, turned to the powerful man she called uncle to voice her support. Jinya and Su Yan discussed privately, concluding that they should accept his conditions for now to secure him. Su Chen, with his hands clasped thoughtfully, made the final decision on the recruitment. Shu Luo held the phone with a smug look, calculating that the salary from the guild would be enough to cover his brother's hospital fees. His eyes glinted with intense focus as he listened to the terms over the phone. Viewed from behind, he stood firm in the brightly lit hallway, continuing the negotiation decisively. With a calm expression, Shu Luo bluntly stated his demand to work remotely. Jinya and Su Yan were stunned by his audacious request, their expressions a mix of shock and bewilderment. Jinya hastily accepted the term just as Shu Luo was about to refuse, her voice urgent through the glowing phone. Looking through the window frame, Shu Luo stretched with satisfaction, his financial burden temporarily lifted. His necklace glowed, activating a system interface with two world choices appearing before him. Enveloped in a stream of blazing red energy, Shu Luo made his decisive choice to enter the second world. His figure dissolved into a radiant spatial portal, beginning his journey to a new land. His boots landed firmly on the ground in a space tinged red by the teleportation gate. He emerged from a vortex of energy, hovering over a vast fortress under a gloomy night sky. His expression hardened as he observed the unfamiliar environment, a blue notification panel appearing beside him. The quest panel detailed the apocalyptic setting of the second world and the requirements to be completed. He thoughtfully analyzed the quests, suddenly interrupted by a warning shout from the distance. Captain Norris, the fortress commander, loudly expressed his anxiety about the zombie attack and the shortage of weapons. Standing among the soldiers, Shu Luo quietly observed the tense atmosphere pervading Nordine Fortress. Captain Norris turned directly, assigning the young warrior his first mission in this perilous land. Shu Luo intently reviewed the details of the resource-gathering mission on a virtual screen. A confident smile flickered across his lips as he realized the mission's generous rewards. He decisively accepted, earning a look of gratitude and trust from Captain Norris in return. The map revealed the old military base on the outskirts of Nordine, engulfed in a sea of fire and ruin. Zombies with glowing red eyes snarled as they emerged from the fires, their rotting bodies unharmed. Shu Luo's armored boots stepped forward decisively on the broken rocky ground. With a green staff in hand, he summoned a giant scorpion monster from the shadows behind him. A supersized fireball struck a zombie, causing a violent explosion. Despite the engulfing flames, the zombie horde roared in anger and continued their advance. The giant scorpion used its body as a shield, taking the fiery attack of a zombie. From behind, Shu Luo witnessed his magic attack deal only minimal damage. His expression soured as he realized these zombies had extremely high fire resistance. He decided to change tactics, his palm beginning to gather blue icy energy. His eyes flashed with white light as the staff in his hand transformed into an icy weapon ready for a new attack. He commanded the silver-armored scorpion to charge forward and draw the enemy's attention. The scorpion easily clamped a screaming zombie in its massive pincers. Shu Luo satisfyingly reviewed the scorpion's high-level equipment and skills on the user interface. He was slightly bewildered as he watched the scorpion brutally crush the enemy with ease. He raised his icy staff, preparing for the next move in the battle. A fire zombie screamed in agony as it was engulfed by a powerful stream of icy energy. The intense icy explosion shattered the creature's body into sharp shards of ice. With a final silent scream, the zombie vanished, leaving behind a system notification confirming the kill. Shu Luo looked at a single copper coin with a slightly disappointed expression at the low drop rate. His eyes narrowed in concentration as he continued his relentless sweep. A series of system notifications about experience points and items flooded his vision. He gazed thoughtfully at the 50 fire cores he had collected, realizing the quest was still far from over. Feeling a pang of hunger and fatigue, he stretched and decided to log out to rest. A sudden earth-shattering roar echoed, causing his eyes to widen in alarm. He looked up towards the source of the sound, a sense of unease filling the misty space. In the distance, a massive pillar of energy with conflicting red and blue colors confirmed the rebirth of a lord monster. A gigantic monster foot glowing with icy power stepped out from the dissipating energy stream. The full form of the flaming ice zombie sovereign emerged, a terrifying combination of fire and ice. Standing small before the colossal creature, Shu Luo calculated the immense value of defeating such a formidable foe. A glint of cunning and greed flashed in his eyes as he imagined the rare items he could obtain. His hand reached out, concentrating crackling ice energy in preparation for battle. The boss monster glared down, its crimson eyes locked onto the lone challenger with pure malice. With a deafening roar, the sovereign unleashed its power, the air trembling violently. Shu Luo stood his ground, a newly summoned blue energy spear in hand, ready to face the giant monster head-on. Shu Luo realized his perilous situation as sharp ice pikes suddenly erupted from the ground around him. The giant monster roared in fury, launching a barrage of icy attacks towards its opponent. He was sent flying by an ice pike, his health bar dropping significantly according to the system notification. Shu Luo's ice spear clashed violently with a fireball, creating an explosion of mixed energy. The boss monster braced itself against the damage from both fire and ice, its crimson eyes flashing with anger. With a tense expression, Shu Luo realized this dual-element zombie was the perfect counter to his skill set. He summoned the silver-armored scorpion to block the enemy's attack, creating a dazzling collision of ice energy. Shu Luo's face showed sheer astonishment at the monster's terrifying destructive power. A close-up of the boss's monstrous face as it focused ice energy for its next attack. The flaming ice zombie sovereign unleashed a deadly vortex of ice spikes that engulfed the entire area. The silver-armored scorpion disintegrated under the devastating attack, a system notification confirming its sacrifice. Now alone, Shu Luo stood facing the giant monster looming through the icy mist. Sweat beaded on his forehead as he realized this enemy was on a completely different level from previous lord monsters. The monster roared, summoning destructive purple lightning bolts from the sky. A mysterious purple-haired female mage appeared amidst the lightning, causing Shu Luo to recognize her with surprise. With a determined gaze, the woman declared she would assist him by controlling the enemy. Confidence returned to Shu Luo's face as he nodded, the ice spear in his hand glowing brightly once more. He charged forward, unleashing a powerful icy attack on the monster's fiery torso. The boss shrieked in pain and rage as ice shards pierced deep into its body. The giant monster roared, launching a blazing fireball forward. Zhang Yu looked at his new teammate with an astonished expression, unable to believe the power she had just displayed. The purple-haired mage shouted, releasing a dazzling stream of purple energy from her staff. Bound by the magical beam, the monster roared in pained, helpless fury. Standing behind Zhang Yu silently admired the girl's ability to seamlessly combine three skills. Shaking off his surprise, he focused his energy, creating a vortex of combined ice and fire on his spear. The powerful dual-element attack shot straight at the monster, creating an intense energy explosion. The sovereign monster let out a final shriek as its body was torn apart by the destructive attack. A brilliant multicolored explosion of light marked the end of the fierce battle. A system notification panel appeared over the image of the defeated monster, confirming the victory and rewards. Amidst the dropped loot, Zhang Yu stood tall with confidence and offered to split the rewards evenly. Su Jinyan cheerfully waved her hand in refusal, explaining she was there for a quest and that he had helped her too. With a confused look, Zhang Yu mentioned that her sister had paid, but she insisted that her sister was her sister and she was herself. With a confident smile, she extended her hand and formally introduced herself as Su Jinyan. After a moment of thought, he shook her hand and replied with his real name, Zhang Yu. Su Jinyan suggested they form a team to do guild quests together more efficiently. Her eyes lit up with excitement as she explained her terrifying crowd control class effect. A subtle smile appeared on Zhang Yu's lips as he realized his monster-killing efficiency would skyrocket with her help. After reaching an agreement, Zhang Yu turned to leave, saying he would see her in 10 minutes to begin. Zhang Yu's hand dropped as the last particles of light from the victory faded away. Su Jinyan blushed, silently thinking about her promise to marry anyone who helped her break the calamity curse. The young girl immediately shook her head, vigorously embarrassed by her own bold thoughts. Night fell over a European-style residential area where Zhang Yu was temporarily staying. Standing in the dark forest, Zhang Yu inspected the 3 pieces of equipment and 1 skill book he had just received. He equipped the swift-shifting fire ice boots, pleased with the significant increase in his agility stat. Determined to seek greater offensive power, his hand emitted a blue light as he prepared to refine a skill. Golden and blue energy erupted violently as Zhang Yu focused on refining the skill book in his hand. A fiery A-rank skill card named Super Missile appeared, marking the success of the refinement process. Standing in a deserted square, Zhang Yu tested his new power, creating swirling rings of fire around himself. A confident smile played on his lips as a small flame danced on his fingertip, believing no enemy could catch up to him. His gaze suddenly sharpened as an unexpected notification appeared before him. He was surprised to see an invitation to join the Yin-Yang Shifting Guild from Su Jinya on the system screen. Without a moment's hesitation, Zhang Yu's finger decisively pressed the accept button. The new skill was unleashed, instantly freezing and incinerating a fire zombie in a critical explosion. The flames from the explosion flared violently, completely consuming the monster in an instant. Su Jinyan watched Zhang Yu's retreating back with astonishment while he calmly appreciated her abilities. The girl proudly showed off that her equipment was a gift from her older sister, making Zhang Yu silently marvel at the power of money. Su Jinyan curiously stared at Zhang Yu, wondering about the source of his terrifying attack power. Zhang Yu confidently asserted that his mythical grade class did not rely on equipment. Su Jinyan was skeptical, arguing that no mythical grade expert had been awakened this year. He mysteriously explained that his class wasn't awakened in the usual way before changing the subject to the quest. The quest board appeared, confirming they only needed a poison zombie core to complete it. An urgent red announcement from the Yan Yu Pavilion Guild suddenly appeared, summoning all members for a major activity. Su Jinyan was annoyed by Chen Jun's threatening tone, while Zhang Yu was curious about this person. She explained that Chen Jun was the branch leader who got his position thanks to the friendship between his father and her uncle Su Chen. With a calm expression, Zhang Yu decided to join the guild activity. A giant purple demon boss with glowing red eyes let out a savage roar in the middle of the battlefield. The creature unleashed a wave of purple energy, knocking the surrounding players into the air. The warriors were helplessly sent flying by the terrifying force of the demon's attack. A chaotic battle erupted as numerous players from 2 opposing factions clashed fiercely around the boss. A member of Yan Yu Pavilion angrily yelled at Liu Yao, accusing him of despicably stealing their boss. Liu Yao ruthlessly ordered his men to wipe out all members of the rival guild. A giant magic circle appeared in the sky, raining down a destructive firestorm onto the battlefield. A warrior in golden armor screamed in pain as he was struck by a fireball. Liu Yao looked up with an angry and confused expression, roaring to know who dared to interfere with his business. An exquisite glowing combat boot landed on the scorched earth, heralding the arrival of a powerful figure. Zhang Yu appeared majestically amidst the sea of fire, staff in hand, facing Liu Yao's hostile gaze. A blue information panel displayed the stats of a monster named Mutated Frost Zombie. In a flashback from an hour ago, a giant purple demon roared fiercely. A formation of Yan Yu Pavilion Guild warriors raised their glowing shields, preparing to block the attack. The demon unleashed a wave of purple energy, brutally sending the players flying. A guild member screamed in despair when faced with the boss's overwhelming power. Guild leader Chen Jun yelled out commands, trying to maintain formation against the formidable foe. A close-up shot of Su Jinyan's yellow and white combat boots as she approached. Su Jinyan and Zhang Yu appeared together, immediately drawing attention and whispers from the other guild members. Su Jinyan's face flushed with embarrassment as she told Zhang Yu not to mind the rumors. In a chibi frame, she became extremely flustered by her own straightforwardness. Chen Jun turned around, his expression shifting from surprise to suspicion upon seeing Su Jinyan with a stranger. He approached to confront Su Jinyan, imperiously questioning Zhang Yu's presence. Surrounded, Su Jinyan firmly asserted her right to associate with whomever she pleased in front of the guild leader. She coldly dismissed Chen Jun's concerns and asked about the reason for the urgent summons. Chen Jun grimly announced that Corpse City had refreshed and the Corpse King boss had spawned. Zhang Yu and Su Jinyan exchanged a meaningful glance upon hearing about the new quest. They both stepped forward, determined to join the quest to fulfill their guild duties. Chen Jun raised a hand to block Zhang Yu's path, stopping him with a disapproving look. With a scornful expression, Chen Jun mocked Zhang Yu for being a low-level beast tamer with poor growth potential. From an overhead view, members of Yan Yu Pavilion whispered amongst themselves, openly doubting the capabilities of Zhang Yu, who was standing with Su Jinyan. Su Jinyan angrily turned to confront the mockers while Zhang Yu maintained a calm, slightly smug expression. A close-up on Su Jinyan's face revealed her extreme frustration through a bead of tense sweat. Su Jinyan suddenly grabbed Zhang Yu's arm, resolutely showing her support with blushing cheeks. Chen Jun's expression became flustered and awkward, and he reluctantly relented in the face of Su Jinyan's firm stance. Su Jinyan hurried onto the battlefield with Chen Jun looking back to promise Zhang Yu that she would be back soon. Standing alone amidst the ashes, Zhang Yu watched thoughtfully, his gaze contemplative about the guild's strength. Zhang Yu's eyes suddenly glowed red as he summoned a brilliant golden scepter, drawing the attention of a newly arrived figure. The surrounding guild members were stunned, amazed by the unbelievable power emanating from the one they had dismissed as a weak beast tamer. The man in magnificent golden armor, Supreme Sun, confronted Zhang Yu and questioned his joining of Yan Yu Pavilion. A brown-haired woman, Supreme Moon, angrily pointed at Zhang Yu, her face filled with contempt. In a flashback, a violent purple energy orb swirled, filled with destructive power. The purple energy engulfed a screaming woman, her body arching in extreme pain. Back in the present, Su Jinyan stood beside Zhang Yu with a satisfied smile while he held the newly glowing scepter. A close-up shot focused on Zhang Yu's sharp and determined eyes, showing his focus on the confrontation. With an earnest expression, Supreme Sun made a generous offer to recruit Zhang Yu, promising both wealth and status. Su Jinyan was utterly shocked and indignant at the blatant recruitment attempt right in front of her. Zhang Yu calmly faced Supreme Sun, flatly rejecting the offer out of loyalty to his current guild. A confident and somewhat mysterious smile played on Zhang Yu's lips as he left future possibilities open. With a confident smile, Supreme Sun left an open invitation for Zhang Yu to join his guild anytime. He suddenly ordered his troops to retreat, causing widespread astonishment. A stunned member of the Supreme Guild questioned the decision to abandon the boss hunt. Supreme Sun angrily shouted, asserting that his decision was for a greater purpose. Supreme Sun's group turned and left, leaving Zhang Yu and Su Jinyan alone in the clearing. Su Jinyan turned to Zhang Yu with a grateful look, and he responded with a calm smile. Suddenly, a malevolent glowing red eye flashed in the darkness, signaling a new threat. A giant red monster, the Corpse King, rose from the ground and launched a ferocious attack. Its giant spiked mace came crashing down, threatening to crush the astonished players. Zhang Yu stood alone against the towering Corpse King of the Abyss, his scepter glowing. Enveloped in a powerful aura, the young man declared he would challenge the fearsome monster. A system screen appeared, revealing the formidable stats and powers of the Corpse King. The monster was hit by a massive fireball, the explosion illuminating the entire forest. The members of Yan Yu Pavilion gaped in awe at the destructive power, unable to believe this was a beast tamer with fiery eyes. Zhang Yu signaled to Su Jinyan, who was ready to assist him. Engulfed in a sea of flames, the Corpse King roared in rage and pain. He raised his golden scepter high, gathering a blindingly brilliant amount of energy. A massive fire projectile was launched, hurtling towards the screaming monster. The attack hit its mark, inflicting a grievous wound on the Corpse King. Zhang Yu stood proudly as a system notification confirmed that he had defeated the Zombie King of Despair. The members of Yan Yu Pavilion were completely stunned in disbelief at the extraordinary power they had just witnessed. Su Jinyan sincerely thanks a smiling Zhang Yu, acknowledging he saved them from the Supreme Guild's interference. A guild member watches them from afar with an admiring gaze, seeing Zhang Yu as an ideal role model. Under the moonlight in Nordine City, Su Jinyan happily links arms with Zhang Yu as the group walks together. Guildmaster Chen Jun suddenly appears with a furious expression, questioning why they took it upon themselves to defeat the boss. A purple-haired subordinate frantically reports to Chen Jun, unable to hide his astonishment at the power of a beast tamer. The purple-haired young man thoughtfully considers how having such a strong member would strengthen the guild. Chen Jun's face contorts in extreme rage upon hearing that the group acted on their own. With an aggressive demeanor, Chen Jun steps forward, threatening to expel Zhang Yu for disobeying the guildmaster's orders. As swift as lightning, Zhang Yu grabs Chen Jun's wrist, stopping him in his tracks with a surge of blue energy. With a cold gaze, Zhang Yu calmly reminds the guildmaster that he was the one who ordered them to stand still. The purple-haired subordinate reacts with indignation, shouting in disbelief that Zhang Yu dared to lay a hand on the guildmaster. Zhang Yu calmly replies that he was also tasked with taking down the boss and he has completed it. Su Jinyan bravely stands up for Zhang Yu in front of Chen Jun and the other guild members. The remaining members of Yan Yu Pavilion nod in agreement after hearing Su Jinyan's explanation. Su Jinyan decisively takes Zhang Yu's hand, urging him to go on other quests with her. Chen Jun and his loyal subordinate watch them leave with dark, calculating expressions. Chen Jun's eyes glint with hatred as he orders his subordinate to follow Zhang Yu and find his weakness. Under a starry night sky, a spooky forest is shrouded in an eerie purple mist. Su Jinyan grimaces and holds her nose, showing her disgust at the forest's foul stench. Zhang Yu, with a calm expression, warns Su Jinyan about the danger of the poison zombies. He explains that they have no elemental attributes but possess an extremely dangerous skill. A system window appears detailing the poison zombie and its uncurable passive poison skill. Su Jinyan's face contorts in a chibi style, expressing her utter horror at the threat. The young man turns to reassure her, advising her to just heal periodically, and she reluctantly agrees. Suddenly Su Jinyan realizes something, her purple eyes widening in surprise and confusion. She hands Zhang Yu a guild quest reward item card containing a pair of boots. A violent vortex of purple energy swirls intensely, signaling an impending attack. A poison zombie roars in anger, its body enveloped in the swirling ghostly energy. Su Jinyan screams in panic, urging Zhang Yu to hurry as he charges into battle. From the air, Zhang Yu unleashes a powerful triple strike, creating an explosion of light and damage. After the battle, Su Jinyan smiles and praises Zhang Yu's strength while he humbly gives her credit. The two walk deeper into the purple forest together, their silhouettes fading into the mist. Zhang Yu's gaze becomes sharp and contemplative, as if he has sensed something. The purple-haired subordinate reports to his guildmaster, revealing that Zhang Yu and the young lady are on a quest together and are very close. Jealousy and anger erupt on Chen Jun's face upon hearing the report about their relationship. An emergency system announcement appears, warning all players of an impending monster horde invasion. Chen Jun's eyes narrow, filled with rage and possessive jealousy. He grinds his teeth, vowing to find a way to make sure Zhang Yu has no place left in the Misty Rain Pavilion Guild. The purple-haired subordinate expresses concern, raising the difficulty of attacking Zhang Yu in a safe zone. With a malicious smile, Chen Jun reveals his plan to exploit the rules of the Second World when the monster horde appears. The path through the eerie purple forest is littered with the corpses of defeated enemies. Gleaming gold coins fly up from the loot, signaling a successful hunt. Su Jinyan looks at Zhang Yu cheerfully, urging him to finish the quest quickly before the zombie tide begins. Suddenly, a zombie with glowing red eyes roars and lunges at Zhang Yu from the side. Su Jinyan screams Zhang Yu's name in panic, her hands glowing with bright pink magical energy. Zhang Yu calmly pivots his weapon, piercing the zombie's head in a clean finishing blow. A drop of black monster blood falls, creating a ripple on the purple-stained ground. The purple-haired girl worriedly checks on Zhang Yu, who is dusting off his clothes next to the slain monster's corpse. From the shadows of the forest, a mysterious figure silently observes their every move. The scene shifts to a sturdy stone building under a quiet night sky. The light of a level up envelops Zhang Yu and Su Jinyan as a series of quest reward notifications appear before them. Su Jinyan's face flushes with joy as she excitedly shares that she has reached level 16. Zhang Yu smiles confidently, revealing he has reached level 17, while a ghostly beast materializes behind him. Purple energy swirls around the beast as it continuously levels up from the shared experience. Su Jinyan brings up the impending zombie tide, and Zhang Yu responds with a calculating look. Zhang Yu smiles smugly as he successfully refines his equipment in front of two blue system screens. He is confident in his near-invincible strength with his new gear and his silver-armored scorpion beast. Su Jinyan, in an adorable chibi form, raises a fist, enthusiastically ready to fight alongside him. Her joy is abruptly cut short by an unexpected call, her expression shifting to surprise. She reads an urgent message from Su Chen, her face growing worried upon learning her sister is also present. With an apologetic look, Su Jinyan explains the emergency to Zhang Yu and apologizes for not being able to join the battle. Her eyes show extreme worry as she warns him about the frighteningly large number of zombies. Zhang Yu responds to her warning with a calm and completely confident smile. A pillar of blue light envelops Su Jinyan as she teleports away, leaving Zhang Yu alone. The sky over Nottingham City suddenly darkens, streaked with lightning as a system announcement rings out. Other players look up at the sky in confusion as the city's protection mechanism is disabled. A massive stone gate slowly opens, emitting a blinding white light. A horde of zombies with glowing purple eyes roars out of the gate like a flood. A player screams in despair as they are completely surrounded and overwhelmed by the zombie horde. Amidst the chaos, Zhang Yu stands firm with an arrogant smile, surrounded by a fiery aura. He reads desperate pleas for help from his trapped guild members. His expression turns serious and determined as he promises to go rescue them immediately. Zhang Yu arrives to find his comrades horrifically slaughtered, lying strewn across the ground. From a window above, a gloating figure looks down, mocking the naivety of the one who fell into the trap. From the shadows, Chen Jun and his subordinate discuss their plan, believing Zhang Yu's weakness has been grasped. Ambushing archers are in position on the rooftops, ready for a fatal volley. Standing with his back turned, Chen Jun gloats over his perfect plan, even planning to camp the respawn point. His face becomes crazed and distorted with jealousy as he screams his possession over Jinner. Zhang Yu calmly steps into the deadly alley, his coat fluttering in a faint energy stream. The heel of his boot lands firmly on the ground, announcing his presence. Instantly, a rain of arrows from all directions shot straight at Zhang Yu, who stood motionless in the eye of the storm. A blast of blue energy erupted, and from it a giant silver-armored scorpion was summoned, shielding Zhang Yu. The ambushers were stunned, horrified by the unbelievable power of a man they thought was just a weak beast tamer. With eyes blazing a murderous red, Zhang Yu coldly declared it was his turn to counterattack. One of the attackers screamed in despair as he was completely incinerated by magical flames. The other was snatched up by the silver-armored scorpion and mercilessly crushed in its pincer. Zhang Yu stood amidst the rubble and corpses, two giant purple energy pincers of his spirit beast hovering behind him like divine guardians. An ice-cold determination was etched on his features, his eyes glowing with unstoppable power. From a distance, Chen Jun was stunned into silence, unable to believe what he was witnessing. He turned to snarl at his subordinate, his fury erupting as his plan went up in smoke. A new figure in a red cloak, Lu Yao, launched a massive fireball, creating a terrifying explosion. At the epicenter of the blast, Zhang Yu's figure remained standing completely unharmed. He bowed, his head weapon gripped tightly, calmly facing the new enemy with absolute confidence. Chen Jun's face contorted with rage as he questioned his rival. With a smug smile, Zhang Yu revealed that he had known about their plot all along. Standing alone against two enemies, Zhang Yu appeared completely unfazed by their accusations. Rage boiling over, Chen Jun let out a roar and charged forward to attack, determined to finish Zhang Yu. Zhang Yu retaliated with a powerful sweep of his staff, unleashing a stream of icy blue energy. The cold blast shot towards Chen Jun, who barely managed to raise his hands in a startled defensive effort. A purple-haired subordinate was ordered to assassinate Zhang Yu immediately for his insubordination. Shrouded in dark purple energy, the assassin shot through the air towards his target. Completely calm, Zhang Yu summoned a brilliant fireball into his palm. The fireball exploded, engulfing the descending attacker in a sea of destructive flames. Chen Jun could only watch in utter horror as his elite assassin was annihilated in an instant. The flames of vengeance now engulfed Chen Jun himself as he screamed in agony. Zhang Yu stood tall amidst the flames, the shadow of his defeated foe cast behind him. A blue system notification appeared, revealing the killer to be the level 17 necromancer Zero. At the respawn point, Lu Yao announced Zero's shocking identity to a soul form, Chen Jun. Chen Jun's face twisted with hatred as he realized he had been tricked and swore to get his revenge. The scene shifts to the Su Group building in the real world during a downpour. Inside a luxurious office, Su Jinyan shouted angrily, vehemently protesting an arrangement. An older man calling himself Uncle Chen condescendingly dismissed her objections, offering a gift as a form of coercion. The expensive gifts, a potion and a set of mage robes, were presented as an offer she couldn't refuse. Chairman Chen confidently declared the future and inheritance of his son Chen Jun. With a determined gaze, Su Jinyan politely but firmly rejected the offer, asserting her right to decide her own future. Anger began to smolder in Chairman Chen's sharp eyes. His fury erupted as he loudly questioned Su Jinyan about her ingratitude. A woman with bluish-purple hair and a powerful demeanor stepped forward, her cold face hiding her displeasure. She placed a protective hand on Su Jinyan's shoulder, declaring that her sister was not a commodity to be traded. Miss Fan smiled reassuringly at her grateful younger sister, promising to always support her decisions. A sudden phone call interrupted the tense atmosphere, drawing the attention of both Miss Fan and Chairman Chen. Miss Fan's expression changed to one of horror as she heard the shocking news that Chen Jun had been killed by Zhang Yu. Chairman Chen gritted his teeth in extreme rage upon learning his son had been murdered by someone from the Su group. Another man, Su Chen, tried to placate the seething Chairman Chen. Ignoring the advice, Chairman Chen stood up, his shadow looming over the room as he delivered a threat. The door slammed shut, leaving a heavy silence in the wake of his rage. From outside, Chairman Chen continued his condescending lecture to the Su sisters. Su Jinyan screamed in desperation, firmly believing in Zhang Yu's innocence. With a slam on the table, Chairman Chen issued an ultimatum demanding Zhang Yu come and kneel in apology or be expelled. Su Jinyan was stunned by the threat while Miss Fan was already on the phone. Her eyes filled with worry, Miss Fan called out Zhang Yu's name, trying to find out the truth about Chen Jun's death. A confident smile flickered across Zhang Yu's lips as he decided to resign. He strode purposefully down a stone path while announcing over the phone that he would leave Yan Yu Pavilion immediately. On the other end of the line, Su Jinyan cried out in alarm, insisting on Zhang Yu's innocence and promising to protect him. Her expression was one of shock at his indifferent response. Zhang Yu calmly looked at his phone, reasoning that cutting ties with the guild was for the best to avoid future trouble. Turning to walk away, he contemplated earning money for medical expenses and his goal of reaching the third world. A scene of a desolate settlement in the game appears where he must survive 2 waves of zombie attacks. The quest interface Second World Siege of the Undead appeared, outlining the objectives to be completed. Zhang Yu thoughtfully analyzed the map, confident that he could conquer the high-level dungeon alone. His steps halted as a voice stopped him in his tracks. A large group of players led by a man with a ponytail blocked his path with provocative expressions. Zhang Yu's gaze turned sharp as he coldly told them to get out of his way. The aggressors laughed and challenged him, deliberately provoking him to make the first move. He realized immediately that they were trying to set him up. With glowing blue butterfly wings on his back, Zhang Yu questioned the leader about how much Chen Jun had paid. The leader smugly admitted to being hired by Chairman Chen, while Zhang Yu just smirked inwardly at his rival's plan. He considered the serious consequences of being red-flagged a sophisticated trap set by Chen Jun. Suddenly, a powerful woman in golden armor and her entourage appeared and made a tempting offer. The leader of the aggressors and his cronies were completely astonished by the huge sum the woman had just announced. Lu Yao, the wealthy young master with purple hair, was introduced with a smug, powerful smile. His subordinate eagerly awaited orders to carry out his master's command. In a misty forest, Lu Yao approached Zhang Yu and mentioned Chen Jun's threats. With a charismatic expression, Lu Yao made an offer to recruit Zhang Yu, promising to protect him from common rabble. Zhang Yu turned and walked away calmly, refusing the offer to join any guild at the moment. Lu Yao watched him go with a thoughtful expression while his subordinate looked annoyed by the rejection. A firm step on the misty ground signaled the beginning of a new journey. Determination was clear on Zhang Yu's face as he realized he had to confront Chen Jun head-on. He approached the desolate entrance of the level 15 dungeon Dark Corpse Nest alone. Zhang Yu entered the dark lair, a place ignored by most players due to its meager rewards. Inside, the elderly NPC Mage Morn welcomed the brave adventurer to the dungeon challenge. Mage Morn held up a green crystal, the item needed for entry. After Zhang Yu accepted the challenge, the mage handed him a key-shaped item that radiated a brilliant light. An information panel explained the extremely rare chance to refine the entry ticket into a golden ticket, unlocking a hidden dungeon. Enveloped by a golden stream of energy, Zhang Yu gripped the item with an iron will, determined to refine it until he succeeded. The scene abruptly shifts to a chaotic chase in the forest with shouts to kill Chen Jun. The red-brown-haired mercenary once paid was now aggressively attacking his own employer. Chen Jun watched in horror as the men he had hired turned against him, and in his anger he immediately blamed Zhang Yu. Chen Jun's assistant ran up and reported that his resurrection scroll would be unusable for the next 5 days. In a fit of rage, Chen Jun gritted his teeth and swore revenge on Zhang Yu. A system notification appeared revealing that the player Chiden Jie had upgraded the Dark Corpse Nest dungeon into a hidden secret realm. The bearded mercenary rejoiced at the chance for a free resurrection, confidently ordering his subordinates to gather. A crimson monster roared in pain as a brilliant golden slash cut across its body. With a smug smile, Lu Yao recognized the opportunity and ordered the members of the Supreme Guild to enter the dungeon. Zhang Yu walked calmly amidst the scattered corpses, holding a powerful staff and a glowing item. He examined the green gold-rimmed token in his hand, the source of the dungeon upgrade. From a pile of bones, eerie purple flames erupted violently. A bird-like shadow creature with glowing red eyes formed from within the purple flames. A confident smile flickered across Zhang Yu's face as his plan unfolded exactly as intended. Standing alone, Zhang Yu faced the colossal dark zombie lord preparing for battle with the gatekeeper. An information window popped up detailing the stats and skills of the level 15 boss, the dark zombie lord. A blinding explosion of golden light shook the ground, sending surrounding earth and rock flying. The brilliant golden energy clashed violently with the monster's dark tentacles. The remnants of the defeated boss disintegrated into a hazy purple smoke. With glowing eyes and a greatsword on his shoulder, Zhang Yu stood proudly amidst the desolate battlefield. As the announcement of other players entering rang out, Zhang Yu thoughtfully considered his next move. A close-up of his eyes reflected the flames, showing intense focus and strategic intellect. Liu Yao led the Supreme Guild's forces forward, his sharp gaze scanning the area. Su Jinyan looked ahead with a worried expression amidst the chaotic scene of an ongoing battle in the dungeon. With a determined look, Zhang Yu activated a glowing emerald gold token to execute his plan. The secret token radiated a brilliant light, announcing its power to change 3 rules of the secret realm. Across the fiery battlefield, various groups of players were engaged in fierce combat with each other. The leader of Yanyu Pavilion shouted anxiously, telling Jinyan not to stray too far from him. Su Jinyan turned away with a frustrated look, silently thinking about her real mission to find Zhang Yu. A system notification suddenly appeared declaring the rules of the secret realm had been completely changed, trapping everyone inside. The guild leader's face contorted in shock and anger as he realized their dire situation. A cautious subordinate spoke up, hypothesizing that Zhang Yu himself might be deliberately luring them into a trap. The furious president dismissed the idea, not believing his rival could be so lucky or powerful. Su Jinyan nonchalantly speculated that it must be the act of someone wanting to monopolize the final reward. Regaining his arrogant confidence, the president declared he would lead everyone through the challenge and charged forward. With a nervous bead of sweat, Su Jinyan silently prayed for the safety of her boastful companion. Elaborate armored boots landed softly on the purple-tinged ground of the dungeon's deep zone. Standing before his entire guild, the Yanyu Pavilion president grandly declared the reward was about to be theirs. The subordinate suddenly cried out in surprise, pointing out that someone seemed to have reached the boss area before them. Disbelief was written on the president's face as he couldn't believe someone had been faster than his guild. Su Jinyan's eyes widened in utter astonishment as she recognized a familiar voice. Zhang Yu sat calmly on the corpse of the defeated giant dark zombie lord, declaring he had been waiting for them for a long time. Su Jinyan's expression showed utter shock upon recognizing Zhang Yu. The Yanyu Pavilion president glared angrily, questioning Zhang Yu about activating the secret realm. Zhang Yu calmly took a step forward on the purple-stained ground. Standing on the boss's corpse, he confidently provoked the entire Yanyu Pavilion guild. The furious president boasted of his powerful connections to intimidate the lone warrior. Su Jinyan stood firm in her defense of Zhang Yu, refusing her leader's order to attack. Beads of sweat rolled down the president's face as his composure shattered in disbelief. In a desperate frenzy, he ordered his hesitant subordinates to kill Zhang Yu. His teeth clenched in unrestrained rage and helplessness. He gestured wildly, promising compensation to motivate the wavering guild members. Driven by greed, the first wave of guild members drew their weapons and charged toward Zhang Yu. A contemptuous smile appeared on Zhang Yu's face as he looked down on his attackers. Zhang Yu unleashed a dazzling slash of golden energy, cutting through the charging crowd. The destructive wave of power engulfed the battlefield in a fiery explosion. Standing amidst the dying embers, Zhang Yu calmly observed the notification of enemy kills without gaining sin points. The president spotted an opportunity and frantically ordered the remaining members to ignore Zhang Yu and attack the boss. A massive spiky purple monster erupted from the ground, blocking the path of the remaining guild members. The shocked guild members hastily readied their weapons, identifying the new threat as an armored scorpion. The giant armored scorpion loomed menacingly over a lone but determined guild warrior. A Yanyu Pavilion warrior screamed in disbelief as he failed to damage the giant scorpion. Zhang Yu smirked, revealing the true power of his level 15 silver armored scorpion. Suddenly, a rain of black arrows shot down from the sky, signaling an ambush. The members of Yanyu Pavilion were thrown into chaos, trying to fend off the surprise attack. With a calm expression, Zhang Yu silently observed the chaos he had orchestrated. A new group of warriors with determined faces suddenly charged onto the battlefield. These new warriors rushed straight past Zhang Yu, their target clearly the Yanyu Pavilion Guild. A flicker of confusion crossed Zhang Yu's face as he witnessed the third party's intervention. A young leader in splendid golden armor, Lu Yao, appeared and declared he was protecting his people. Zhang Yu's expression soured as he recognized the troublesome newcomer. The president of Yanyu Pavilion angrily confronted Lu Yao, shouting about his interference. Lu Yao responded with a smug smile, challenging his rival's authority with his wealth. He raised a finger, offering a reward of 1 million to anyone who killed the president of Yanyu Pavilion. Cornered, the indignant president threatened his attackers with the names of powerful families. The ground suddenly shook violently with a strange purple energy, astonishing everyone. A giant robed phantom with glowing red eyes rose from the earth, spreading terror. Zhang Yu's gaze sharpened as he realized his arrow attack had unintentionally triggered the boss. A system notification chimed, confirming the Dark Zombie Lord had entered a berserk state and evolved. The fully evolved Dark Zombie Tyrant King stood tall, a new and terrible threat to all. Lu Yao's face contorted in horror as he realized the boss had just evolved into a 3-star entity. The newly evolved Dark Zombie Tyrant King roared, revealing jagged teeth and malevolent red eyes. With a deafening roar, the monster slammed the ground, creating a destructive explosion of red energy. The president of Yanyu Pavilion burst into maniacal laughter as a system notification announced the exit had opened. The giant boss turned, focusing its murderous gaze on a stunned Lu Yao. With a hateful expression, the Yanyu Pavilion president channeled golden energy into his fist. The president's crazed eyes glinted as he prepared to unleash his final attack. A brilliant golden energy beam shot towards the Dark Zombie Tyrant King. The monster effortlessly raised its massive arm, blocking the energy beam with ease. From the shadows, its glowing red eyes stared, unfazed by the futile attack. Utter terror was etched on Lu Yao's sweat-drenched face as he gaped for help. As the giant boss swung its arm to strike, Lu Yao could only look back in horrified paralysis. Zhang Yu's silver-armored scorpion lunged to block the blow, its metallic pincers clashing violently with the boss's arm. From a distance, Zhang Yu watched calmly, noting that the upgrade had allowed his pet to deal significant damage. Standing before a blue teleportation gate, the Yanyu Pavilion president mocked the others before vanishing. Zhang Yu's expression turned to fury as he shouted, trying to stop his enemy's escape. The Dark Zombie Tyrant King seized the silver-armored scorpion while Lu Yao screamed in desperation from behind. Zhang Yu watched with a cold expression, contemplating using his one-time instant teleport to finish off Chen. A golden-armored boot stomped down, signaling an impending decisive action. Zhang Yu launched a freezing attack at the giant boss, dealing only a negligible amount of damage. Momentarily frozen, the Dark Zombie Tyrant King let out a furious roar, shattering the ice that encased it. In a decisive moment, Zhang Yu pushed a panicked Lu Yao out of the monster's attack path. The boss lunged with terrifying speed, swinging its spiked arm down where the players had just stood. Zhang Yu looked back, analyzing that his A-grade ice attack had been almost ineffective. Facing the towering 3-star level 17 boss, he was aware of the difficulty of the battle ahead. He decided he would rely on his superior agility to find an opening for a counterattack through positioning. Zhang Yu dodged the boss's fiery attack while narrowly launching a magic counter-strike. From behind, Lu Yao angrily yelled at his hesitant subordinates, demanding they hurry to help. Surprised by the enemy's speed, Zhang Yu was grazed on the shoulder by a red streak, causing him to falter. He quickly backed away, dodging a series of golden energy beams that shot down at the ground around him. The giant boss suddenly appeared right in front of him, making Zhang Yu realize he was in imminent danger. A look of shock and alarm crossed his face at the impending attack. Suddenly, purple energy chains bound the boss, holding it in place as it roared helplessly. Su Jinyan appeared with a determined look, declaring she would provide support while Zhang Yu took on the main attacker role. With support secured, Zhang Yu focused his energy, his staff flaring with brilliant light. He unleashed a powerful fire projectile, striking the bound boss squarely in the chest. From a distance, Lu Yao's group watched in awe at the power of Su Jinyan and Zhang Yu as they single-handedly faced the boss. Lu Yao's arrogance returned, ridiculously boasting that only he could truly damage the boss. Lu Yao smugly told his subordinates of his plan to recruit both Zhang Yu and Su Jinyan into his guild. The Dark Zombie Tyrant King let out a final pained roar as it was engulfed in the fiery explosion. The monster's armor cracked and disintegrated under the immense heat of the attack. Zhang Yu watched with a focused expression, noticing the boss's health was nearly depleted. With a look of urgency, Su Jinyan urged Zhang Yu to deliver the finishing blow. A subtle smile touched Zhang Yu's lips as he prepared to reveal his identity. Su Jinyan was utterly stunned as Zhang Yu, his face hidden in shadow, revealed he was the mysterious player. Bathed in a purple aura, Su Jinyan had a sudden realization as she looked down at Zhang Yu. The girl's staff radiated a brilliant and powerful purple energy. She unleashed a massive beam of purple magic aimed directly at the dark zombie tyrant king. The swirling vortex of purple energy completely engulfed and obliterated the monster. The party members were enveloped in the blue light of a level up as a system notification appeared. The group of players joyfully raised their hands to the sky, celebrating their victory. Lu Yao clung to an annoyed Zhang Yu, thanking him profusely and calling him his savior. Lu Yao's expression turned anxious as he asked about the next course of action. Lu Yao tried to persuade Zhang Yu by offering $1 million in compensation, only to be met with an unimpressed look. Lu Yao's face lit up with passion as he shared his dream of building the world's strongest guild. In a comical moment, Zhang Yu pushed the pleading Lu Yao away and coldly told him to get lost. Undeterred, Lu Yao continued to list his family's powerful connections in a final attempt to recruit Zhang Yu. Zhang Yu listened seriously as Lu Yao made an offer regarding the Su family's blacksmiths. With a confident smile, Lu Yao boasted about the close relationship between his father and the head of the Su family. The black-haired young man considered thoughtfully, realizing the advantage of having custom-forged equipment. Supreme Moon, the cat-eared girl, skillfully offered to be friends and received Zhang Yu's agreement, much to Lu Yao's delight. Zhang Yu and Su Jinyan stepped into a brilliant blue teleportation gate together, leaving Lu Yao's group behind. In a magnificent hall, other players whispered about Su Yan, who had just awakened an epic class. A member of Misty Pavilion proudly declared to his teammates that Su Yan was their guild master. Chen Jun's expression darkened with anger upon learning that Zhang Yu had not only survived but had been the one to trap them. From a distance, Chen Jun and his subordinate conferred, acknowledging that Zhang Yu's strength and backing from the Supreme Guild were a major obstacle. The subordinate looked worried, wondering how to deal with such an enemy. Chen Jun confidently declared that his Chen family had enough influence to compel high-level players to show them deference and help. A wicked smile spread across Chen Jun's face as he cursed that Zhang Yu would not survive the Third World. The scene shifted to a quiet night forest illuminated by ethereal blue motes of light floating in the air. Su Jinyan's sister suddenly appeared, confronting Zhang Yu with a worried expression about his conflict with Chen Jun. Zhang Yu calmly asserted that his only enemy was Chen Jun, but he didn't mind having more if Misty Pavilion wanted to interfere. The girl hastily raised her hand, swearing that she also considered Chen Jun an enemy and would never help him. Countless loot items glowing with a brilliant golden light appeared, a worthy reward for defeating the boss. Zhang Yu glanced over the equipment and skillbooks with a satisfied smile, knowing his power would increase significantly. Suddenly, an emergency system announcement appeared in the sky, warning all players of an undead army about to invade the city of Norban. Su Jinyan excitedly announced the arrival of the undead horde, while Zhang Yu smirked, confidently thinking about completing the world quest. With a serious expression, Su Jinyan suggested they prepare, and Zhang Yu silently agreed. A brown-haired woman suddenly rushed forward, causing a startled Su Jinyan to shout Zhang Yu's name. The woman named Irene clung to Zhang Yu, her face filled with desperation as she begged for forgiveness. Zhang Yu questioned Irene with a skeptical gaze as she awkwardly tried to explain. Irene sadly confessed that someone named Lu no longer needed her. In a chibi frame, Su Jinyan looked angry at Irene's shamelessness for coming to Zhang Yu. Irene continued to plead, admitting that she had previously been bothered by his lack of money. With a hopeful gaze, she praised Zhang Yu's bright future and promised to make him happy. A cold smirk on Zhang Yu's face showed he was completely unmoved. Su Jinyan, again in chibi form, looked on with utter contempt and called Irene shameless. Suddenly, a piercing scream echoed through the night forest, interrupting the tense confrontation. Alarmed by the sound, all three looked up as the announced wave of zombies approached. Zhang Yu coldly rejected Irene, using her own words about his bright future against her. Irene was stunned in anguish and disbelief at his transformation and harsh words. A horde of grotesque zombies with glowing red eyes charged forward at a terrifying speed. Su Jinyan flew into the air, unleashing a powerful stream of purple magical energy to fight the undead. Overwhelmed by their sheer numbers, Su Jinyan screamed in desperation as her spell failed to contain them all. Zhang Yu's hand glowed with dark purple energy as he calmly ordered the silver-armored scorpion to Su Jinyan's side. The giant silver-armored scorpion let out a fierce roar, using its armored body to shield Su Jinyan from the zombies. A brilliant fireball formed atop the crystal staff, signaling an impending devastating attack. Zhang Yu swung his weapon, unleashing a stream of fiery energy that wiped out rows of charging zombies. Zhang Yu's gaze flickered upon hearing Irene's desperate cry for help. Grabbed by the aggressive zombie horde, Irene screamed in terror for help, her eyes filled with tears. Su Jinyan moved to rescue her but was firmly held back by Zhang Yu. With a cold and rational expression, he warned her that saving someone now would only lead to a pointless death. Left behind, Irene could only watch in horror as the monsters closed in, her last glimmer of hope fading. Zhang Yu calmly explained to the shocked Su Jinyan that Irene's revives had run out. A new horde of zombies with glowing red eyes and sharp teeth snarled and charged forward, giving them no time to think. He turned his back, urging Su Jinyan to focus on the battle ahead instead of dwelling on the past. A fleeting memory of their happy days together flashed through his mind, a stark contrast to the grim reality. Hundreds of zombies flooded the city square, forming an endless roaring sea of the undead. Standing on the city wall after repelling the attack wave, Zhang Yu and Su Jinyan observed the battlefield situation together. The system interface appeared, confirming they had completed the quest to fight off 3 zombie tides and revealing the next objective. His expression grew pensive as he calculated his next move to quickly advance to the third world. Zhang Yu created a swirling vortex of blue energy, preparing to teleport to another location. Su Jinyan called out worriedly, seeing him prepare to leave alone without explanation. He stepped into the glowing portal, leaving only a message that he had other matters to attend to. Su Jinyan watched with a surprised expression, expressing her desire to join him. Under an eerie blue moonlight, the level 17 zombie hospital building loomed menacingly. Zhang Yu's lone figure decisively stepped through the glowing dungeon entrance. Inside, ferocious red-eyed zombies roamed the dark corridors. Zhang Yu's eyes glinted with sharp confidence as he faced the challenge. He summoned the giant silver-armored scorpion, purple energy erupting as it readied for battle. A fierce roar echoed from the building, signaling the start of the slaughter. Sparkling gold coins rained down from the defeated zombies, covering the ground. Amidst the loot, Zhang Yu calmly stood watching a series of system notifications about quest completions and level ups. With a satisfied smile, he fed the gold coins to his spirit beast to evolve it. The young man examined his newly acquired items, including a lightning skill and a powerful ring. 2 messages suddenly appeared inviting him to join the fight against the second world boss. After a moment of thought, Zhang Yu made his decision and agreed to cooperate with them. Leading a group of players, Zhang Yu, Su Jinyan, and Lu Yao approached the city gate together. Su Jinyan appeared worried and overwhelmed by the number of people Lu Yao had gathered. Lu Yao confidently explained his strategy, arguing that having many people for support was necessary. Zhang Yu turned away with an accepting expression, reluctantly agreeing to the plan. The group stood before the portal gate, a system notification appearing to invite them into the boss dungeon. With intense focus, Zhang Yu gathered his power, a glowing golden orb of energy forming in his hand. A glowing golden orb of energy struck the blue control panel, confirming the choice to enter. From behind, the group of 6 players led by Zhang Yu advanced towards the violently swirling blue spatial gate. A system announcement appeared in mid-air, declaring that the second world boss dungeon had been activated. Zhang Yu's expression was determined, while Su Jinyan beside him looked surprised as they prepared to enter. Lu Yao turned and shouted, ordering his astonished subordinates to stay close to him. The core trio of Zhang Yu, Su Jinyan, and Lu Yao led the group through the energy portal. The scene shifted to a desolate city under a smoky, burnt orange sky. A muscular figure with spiky hair leapt across ruined buildings, displaying incredible strength. The fierce lion-like face of the level 20 zombie king appeared, radiating immense pressure. Lu Yao and his men were stunned, horrified by the size and power of the newly appeared boss. Standing with his back to his comrades, Zhang Yu calmly ordered them not to move. Su Jinyan heeded Zhang Yu's warning, her eyes showing fear, but her purple magical energy was already beginning to rise. With a confident smile, Zhang Yu spread his arms, summoning the silver-armored scorpion in a violent surge of purple energy. The silver-armored scorpion let out a deafening roar, its 4 eyes glowing with aggression. The zombie king's glowing red eyes focused on the intruders with a deadly gaze. The silver-armored scorpion stood proudly on a rocky outcrop, facing the giant boss without flinching. Zhang Yu's spirit beast opened fire, shooting purple energy spikes towards the zombie king. A violent collision occurred as the zombie king's massive claw slammed into the silver-armored scorpion, creating an energy explosion. Zhang Yu leapt into the air, wielding a golden spear and creating a giant fireball ready to strike. A brilliant golden energy explosion erupted violently on the battlefield. Zhang Yu mentally assessed the enhanced attack power from his new equipment, confident that the boss wasn't too formidable. Consumed by rage, the Zombie King let out a savage roar, its glowing red eyes flashing with a deadly light. The colossal monster and the silver-armored scorpion charged at each other in a brutal clash of pure strength. Enraged by the resistance, the Zombie King flexed its muscular body, emitting a menacing red aura. It stomped on the ground, unleashing a wide-area attack that caused sharp earth spikes to erupt everywhere. Unprepared players were sent flying into the air, screaming in terror at the boss's terrifying power. Undaunted, the silver-armored scorpion stood its ground and let out a defiant roar, facing its opponent's wrath head-on. The Zombie King retaliated with a devastating swing of its arm, its power colliding directly with the scorpion's armor. Knocked back by the impact of the blow, the silver-armored scorpion crashed heavily to the ground. Witnessing the scene, Liu Yao screamed in panic, ordering his clerics to quickly heal their strongest tanker. Hearing the command, the support members immediately channeled streams of green healing energy into the scorpion's injured body. While the boss roared in triumph, Zhang Yu stood alone, facing it, his gaze firm and fearless. Recovered, the silver-armored scorpion once again charged forward, bravely continuing its relentless assault on the Zombie King. Seizing the opportunity, Su Jinyan focused all her strength, her face tense as she unleashed a stream of purple magic from her staff. Eerie purple energy chains bound the Zombie King, momentarily immobilizing the giant monster. Standing on a ledge, Su Jinyan struggled to maintain the spell, urgently shouting for Zhang Yu as her strength waned. Responding to the call, Zhang Yu gathered his power, blue and yellow energy converging around his spear as his hair stood on end. The devastating attack shot straight towards the bound Zombie King, creating an elemental explosion that tore through its defenses. Liu Yao screamed in utter panic and astonishment at Zhang Yu's unbelievable damage output. Zhang Yu's eyes flashed with blue energy as he focused his power into the key-shaped item in his hand. An intense vortex of blue lightning energy formed, swirling in the air. The stream of energy erupted into a devastating attack, engulfing the Zombie King's massive figure. Countless dagger-sharp energy bolts pierced through the air, heading straight for the target. Zhang Yu stood calmly watching the Zombie King's massive form get knocked backward. Both Liu Yao and Su Jinyan's eyes widened in amazement, marveling at their teammates' extraordinary power. Zhang Yu's gaze was sharp and focused, reflecting the residual blue sparks from the attack. The ground shook violently as a system notification appeared, signaling the boss's passive skill had been activated. The entire landscape began to transform, the ground cracking and erupting into a sea of red flames. Amidst the rubble, the Zombie King struggled to its feet, its body crushed and bruised. Its blood-red eyes blazed with hatred, roaring a final vow to drag everyone down to hell. While Liu Yao panicked about being out of revival scrolls, Zhang Yu calmly held him as Su Jinyan stood by vigilantly. A mysterious pillar of blue light appeared on a distant ledge, becoming the only beacon of hope amidst the destructive scene. Zhang Yu noticed the iron-armored scorpion was near the pillar of light and immediately devised a plan. Without a word of explanation, Zhang Yu grabbed the panicked Liu Yao by the collar. He simultaneously grabbed Su Jinyan's hand, startling her with the sudden action. With a powerful stomp, he shot forward, dragging his two teammates along. Zhang Yu threw both Liu Yao and Su Jinyan towards the waiting iron-armored scorpion, executing a daring escape. With a determined expression, Zhang Yu shouted a command, directing the bold escape plan. Grabbed suddenly, Su Jinyan and Supreme Sun screamed in surprise as Zhang Yu prepared to throw them. Supreme Sun's face contorted in horror and disbelief at his teammate's action. The two were thrown forcefully towards the pillar of light, soaring through the air in utter panic. Su Jinyan and Supreme Sun flew straight towards the brightly glowing blue teleportation portal. After landing safely, Su Jinyan immediately looked back with a worried expression, realizing Zhang Yu had stayed behind amidst the destruction. Amidst the boiling lava, the iron-armored scorpion waited on a crumbling ledge. Zhang Yu placed his foot on the scorpion's giant pincer, ordering it to use all its strength to launch him. The loyal scorpion roared, using its pincer like a catapult to launch its master towards the exit. In mid-air, Zhang Yu raised his hand, recalling the iron-armored scorpion in a flash of purple light. Instantly, the ledge where the scorpion had just stood shattered into pieces, falling into the sea of fire below. The black-haired young man flew towards the blue orb of light, but it was rapidly shrinking. A pillar of lava suddenly erupted from below, dangerously obstructing his path. Losing momentum, Zhang Yu's body tumbled in mid-air, a strained smile showing his extreme tension. In a decisive moment, a blazing orb of fire energy formed in his palm. He shot a powerful fire bullet downwards, using the propulsion to launch himself forward. The fire bullet created a fierce explosion on the lava's surface, generating a massive propulsive force. Supreme Sun screamed in despair as the portal nearly vanished, believing Zhang Yu had been sacrificed. Su Jinyan's eyes were fixed on the last glimmer of the portal, her face filled with shock and anxiety. Su Jinyan and Lu Yao screamed in joy and relief upon seeing Zhang Yu safe. Amidst the dissipating blue energy particles, Zhang Yu landed on the ground in a kneeling position. He lifted his head with a smug smile, his gaze sharp and composed. As his teammates ran over, blue system notifications appeared confirming their mission completion. Lu Yao's eyes sparkled with golden light in extreme delight. He joyfully thanked Zhang Yu and promised a great reward. After declaring the mission complete, Zhang Yu turned to leave but was called back by Su Jinyan. With a serious and worried expression, Su Jinyan warned him about the threat of revenge from Chen Jun. Zhang Yu glanced over his shoulder, calmly accepting the warning amidst a blue energy mist. Lu Yao and Su Jinyan shared a friendly moment, showing their relationship had improved. A system notification appeared against the backdrop of a gloomy graveyard with crosses and a giant skull, introducing the third world. The ground at the graveyard began to crack as a hand slowly emerged. A powerful arm broke through the ground, reaching straight up to the sky in a blue aura. Lu Yao and his group appeared in the graveyard's safe zone, planning to use the opportunity to level up. A black boot suddenly stomped hard on the hand that had just emerged from the ground. Lu Yao screamed in anger and pain, unable to believe someone dared to step on his hand. A tall, menacing man with two subordinates approached, questioning Lu Yao and asking about Zhang Yu. Lu Yao confronted the strange man, arrogantly refusing his demand. Lu Yao's subordinate worriedly suggested calling Zhang Yu, but he dismissed it, determined not to sell out his brother. The leader's hand rested on his sword hilt, emitting a brilliant red glow, signaling an impending confrontation. Lu Yao, burning with rage, declared he would show no mercy to the enemy. The mercenary leader easily blocked Lu Yao's attack with just one hand. The leader and his subordinates were stunned when their attack had no effect due to the newbie protection mechanism. Shocked by the truth, Lu Yao listened as his subordinate urged him to flee in a panic. With a smug smile, the mercenary leader mocked their intention to run. The two mercenaries charged at Lu Yao's subordinates, dealing critical damage. The identities of the two mercenaries, Lao San and Lao were revealed as professional killers. Helpless on the ground, Lu Yao is restrained while his subordinates realize in horror that their opponents are a group of mercenaries. The leader issues an ultimatum demanding Lu Yao hand over Zhang Yu or face death. The scene shifts to a modern hospital where a notification confirms the receipt of hospital fees from Zhang Yu. In a room, Zhang Yu calmly sits on the phone, confirming that his younger brother's care has been secured. He reads a message from Lu Yao accompanied by a large bonus as thanks and compensation. Shortly after, Zhang Yu's phone suddenly rings, startling him slightly. His expression immediately turns to shock as the voice on the other end is a desperate plea for their leader's life. In a gloomy cemetery, Lu Yao's group lies completely defeated at the feet of their attackers. A subordinate warns his leader, who is casually sitting on a tombstone, about someone's arrival. A lone figure, none other than Zhang Yu, walks over the crest of a hill towards them in the dead of night. In his familiar attire, Zhang Yu steps forward with a determined gaze, coldly ordering them to release the man. The mercenary leader smirks, revealing he was hired to take Zhang Yu's life. With a bruised face, Lu Yao desperately screams a bribe offer, boasting about his wealthy father. The mercenary leader angrily dismisses the offer, warning his subordinate about the importance of their current contract. As Zhang Yu appears, the leader contemptuously orders his subordinate Lao to eliminate the lone beast tamer. With a crazed smile, Lao lunges forward, his body glowing with energy as he prepares to strike. Zhang Yu vanishes in a flash, causing Lao's punch to pass through a faint afterimage. From above, Zhang Yu coldly raises his staff, summoning sharp ice spikes from the ground directly beneath Lao. Lao is instantly frozen in a massive block of ice, his scream permanently silenced. Witnessing his comrades defeat, Lao San roars in anger and disbelief. Without hesitation, Zhang Yu slams his staff into the ground, causing it to erupt with fierce fire energy. A fiery explosion engulfs Lao San, his figure completely obliterated from the battle. Amidst the smoke and ashes, Zhang Yu's face remains ice cold, his determined gaze unwavering. The mercenary leader is stunned, unable to believe a level 25 warrior was taken down in a single blow. Seizing the opportunity, the leader teleports behind Zhang Yu, his dagger flashing menacingly. The blade sinks deep into Zhang Yu's back as a system notification appears, confirming he has been hit by an assassin's attack. The two opponents face each other on the ravaged battlefield, the leader standing on higher ground with a confident look. A wicked and smug smile appears on the leader's face as he taunts Zhang Yu for surviving the sneak attack. The leader dives down with terrifying speed, determined to end the fight with a fatal blow. Zhang Yu recognizes the superior speed of the level 30 assassin and knows he cannot dodge this attack. A giant silver-armored scorpion suddenly erupts from the ground, blocking the fatal blow with its body to protect its master. A purple demonic entity with glowing eyes lets out a menacing roar. The cloaked assassin swoops down from above, swinging a scythe-like weapon towards Zhang Yu. The realization of an unavoidable attack is clear on Zhang Yu's shocked face. The assassin's cruel and smug smile is captured in a close-up shot. The fatal blow is unexpectedly blocked by a swirling barrier of purple magical energy. A purple-haired female mage appears, her staff raised high, shouting in concern for Zhang Yu. The assassin's confidence shatters, replaced by utter shock as his attack is neutralized. With eyes glowing golden, Zhang Yu summons a golden energy shield in preparation for a counterattack. The assassin's face contorts in horror as he faces overwhelming power. Zhang Yu unleashes a devastating blast of golden energy, sending the helpless assassin flying backward. Engulfed in a sea of golden flames, the assassin screams in agony as his body disintegrates. In his final thoughts, the assassin cannot believe his defeat at the hands of a lower-level opponent. Amidst a desolate battlefield marked with crosses, a word of thanks is offered to the hero. The purple-haired mage smiles knowingly, her inner thoughts revealing she orchestrated this fateful encounter. After the battle, Supreme Sun humbly apologizes to Zhang Yu, who stands calmly between his two subordinates. Su Jinyan expresses her suspicion that Chen Jun is the mastermind, then turns to ask for Zhang Yu's opinion. Supreme Sun confirms the attackers' identities as members of the killer mercenary group. As she explains about the assassin group, fear is evident on Su Jinyan's face as the terrifying silhouette of their leader appears in her mind. Supreme Sun expresses skepticism about an assassin guild existing for 10 years without anyone surpassing level 30. Zhang Yu calmly explains a loophole in the game that the level 30 enemies exploited. Lu Yao's subordinate reports that this group of bandits specializes in ambushing newly leveled up players. Lu Yao speculates on the attackers' motives, and Zhang Yu suggests they were likely coerced. With a determined gaze, Zhang Yu warns that the enemy will surely return, and even stronger than before. Lu Yao's confidence shatters as he screams in despair about the insurmountable level gap. In desperation, Lu Yao asks Zhang Yu if his family's connection to the legendary Shao crafting clan could help. Zhang Yu places a hand on Lu Yao's shoulder, capturing his attention with a decisive gesture. A confident smile flashes across Zhang Yu's lips as he requests a low-level piece of equipment with the Heart of the Demon effect. Lu Yao agrees to the request while watching Zhang Yu's retreating back with a puzzled expression. Turning back with a grave expression, Zhang Yu declares that their survival depends on that item. The scene shifts to a modern skyscraper where an angry voice echoes about the failure of a high-level assassin. A suited hand slams down on a desk, revealing the fury of the hidden mastermind. A new assassin with pink hair, Pei Qi, steps forward and confidently takes responsibility for handling the failed mission. Chen Jun's menacing face is revealed, and he warns Pei Qi about the consequences of disappointing him again. Pei Qi bows his head in submission, beads of sweat on his forehead as he accepts the order. A brilliant golden spearhead radiating powerful energy materializes in a blinding flash of light. Now Zhang Yu stands alone in a desolate wasteland, holding the golden staff and facing the Death Caesar World Quest board. Inside a dark cave, Zhang Yu receives a system notification that his tomb is under attack, his expression hardening. A rainy cemetery scene illustrates the relentless nightly attack of Death Caesar, which threatens all players. Zhang Yu's determined expression is shown in a close-up, his eyes fixed on the plan ahead. He calmly closes his eyes, patiently awaiting Lu Yao's arrival. A blue message notification appears before Zhang Yu, signaling that his requested equipment is ready. A massive orb of blue light heralds the arrival of Lu Yao, who is shouting Zhang Yu's name. Lu Yao appears with a radiant smile, clad in golden armor and holding a purple staff. He proudly presents Zhang Yu with a newly crafted intricate scepter with a red gem at its center. Lu Yao winks, smugly boasting about his family's connections to legendary blacksmiths. Zhang Yu joyfully grasps the Heart of the Demon scepter, the weapon's stats appearing on a blue interface screen. Lu Yao anxiously asks about the plan to confront the lurking assassins, but Zhang Yu calmly dismisses it. A sudden system-wide announcement appears, warning all players of the impending Death Caesar attack at the Holy Light Tomb. Lu Yao and his subordinates watch as other players rush towards the tombs for shelter. He was horrified to realize a group of assassins was standing in the middle of the safe zone, openly challenging them. An assassin with fiery red hair stared at them, uttering a hateful threat. Zhang Yu started to walk out of the safe zone alone, causing a panicked Lu Yao to call after him. He turned back calmly, telling Lu Yao to stay and not to leave the tomb until he returned. With his back to his companion, Zhang Yu walked alone towards a swirling blue energy portal. Lu Yao could only watch in shock and anxiety, not understanding Zhang Yu's plan. The sky above the cemetery turned blood red as giant thorny structures began to rise from the storm. A massive red thorn-like structure pierced the chaotic sky, heralding the arrival of Death Caesar. A close-up of a giant demon's fiery eyes signaling its hateful presence. The giant red demonic entity Death Kaiser rose menacingly over a desolate wasteland. Alone in the chaotic space, Zhang Yu floated with a purple scepter in his hand, calmly facing the danger. The young man's gaze sharpened and focused as he identified his target amidst the chaos. The tombkeeper Lifa frantically clung to a cross, screaming about the return of the hated ruler Death Kaiser. Zhang Yu approached the terrified tombkeeper with a calm demeanor, offering his help. With an urgent expression, Lifa pointed, assigning Zhang Yu the task of destroying the skeleton army in the eastern part of the cemetery. An endless army of skeletons with glowing red eyes advanced the main force under Death Kaiser's command. Zhang Yu smiled confidently, agreeing to the offer and ready to face the challenge. Filled with hope, the tombkeeper Lifa gave a thumbs up, trusting the newly appeared adventurer. From behind, Zhang Yu looked at the quest panel he had just received, analyzing its difficulty and rewards. His expression turned pensive as he contemplated the warning that leaving the cemetery during this invasion meant death. Death Kaiser unleashed a destructive red energy beam, roaring in fury. Caught in the attack, Zhang Yu stood firm within a purple defensive aura as the system announced the damage. A system notification appeared confirming he had successfully resisted the fatal attack thanks to an equipment effect. A smug smile appeared on Zhang Yu's lips as he recalled asking Lu Yao to enhance this scepter. A diagram explained Death Kaiser's attack mechanism, an unavoidable instant kill strike within its range. A close-up of the glowing heart of the demon scepter revealing its immunity to enemy death skills. In a flashback, a lone warrior faced the demon as Zhang Yu reflected on the knowledge from his past life. Zhang Yu smiled confidently, silently thanking Lu Yao for helping him obtain even better equipment than in his previous life. With a promise to return soon, he turned and stepped into a chaotic reddish-purple energy portal. A safe zone was enveloped in a peaceful blue glow, a stark contrast to the fiery ash-filled sky above. Standing beside his anxious subordinate, Lu Yao admitted his fear of Death Kaiser's terrifying power. Chen Jun and his lackeys approached, mocking Lu Yao for only daring to hide in the safe zone. Chen Jun's reddish-brown-haired subordinate whispered, advising him to seize the opportunity to go out and level up. With a sinister expression, Chen Jun reminded his mercenaries not to forget their mission to capture Zhang Yu. The red-haired assassin challenged, vowing to protect Cheeky, but Chen Jun just sneered, reminding him of the hostage in his hands. Chen Jun's group applied pressure, warning Lu Yao that even if they didn't act, he wouldn't survive the night. Lu Yao gritted his teeth in anger, resentful of being looked down upon by Chen Jun due to his higher rank. Shishu Peiqi rushed over looking for Zhang Yu, but Lu Yao's subordinate reported that he had taken the equipment and fled. Shishu Peiqi's face showed utter shock and disbelief at this information. Two of Lu Yao's subordinates panicked, believing Zhang Yu had abandoned them to face the danger alone. Lu Yao angrily dismissed the baseless words, affirming his unwavering faith in Zhang Yu. A virtual notification panel suddenly appeared before Lu Yao, displaying a message from Zhang Yu asking for a favor. Lu Yao was overjoyed and gave a thumbs up, immensely proud to be sought out by Zhang Yu, while Shishu Peiqi looked at him with annoyance. Through a private chat, Shishu Peiqi updated Zhang Yu about Chen Jun using a hostage, and he revealed his location as the City of the Dead. A beam of light shone down from the night sky, illuminating the desolate skyscrapers of the City of the Dead. Shishu Peiqi analyzed the data with a determined expression, concluding that at their current level they were strong enough to handle the monsters here. Shishu Peiqi screamed in terror as a giant skeletal hand burst from the ground right in front of her. A skeleton warrior with glowing red eyes roared, reaching out to attack the panicked purple-haired girl. Shishu Peiqi quickly cast an ice spell, encasing the monster in icy spikes. Her expression suddenly changed as she recognized a familiar voice amidst the battle. A steady and calm hand gently reached out amidst the chaos. Zhang Yu suddenly appeared, pulling Shishu Peiqi into his arms and blocking the monster's attack with his scepter. A fierce explosion of lightning energy from his scepter completely incinerated the skeleton warrior. In Zhang Yu's safe embrace, Shishu Peiqi looked up at him with blushing cheeks and a grateful gaze. A system information panel appeared detailing the stats and origin of the just defeated skeleton warrior. In another corner of the cemetery, the red-haired assassin and his accomplice were sitting and discussing their mission to hunt down Zhang Yu. With a resentful expression, the red-haired assassin vowed revenge and to make Zhang Yu die without a proper burial. A black-cloaked figure furtively slipped past the graves, catching the attention of the two mercenaries. The red-haired assassin and his accomplice immediately became alert, roaring in anger as they thought their target was trying to escape. The cloaked figure accelerated, dashing away in a bright aura as if fleeing. The red-haired assassin looked contemptuously at the fleeing figure, cursing the one he deemed a coward. The cloaked figure ran to a safe zone where Lu Yao and his subordinate were waiting. Lu Yao laughed gleefully, turning to ask the returning spy about the results of the reconnaissance. The spy flipped back his hood, smiling as he reported that the other group was busy cursing someone named Zhang Yu. Satisfied, Lu Yao shook the spy's hand, confirming the payment had been transferred and reminding him to maintain absolute secrecy. The reddish-pink-haired subordinate looked worried, questioning Lu Yao's decision to help Zhang Yu instead of handing him over to the mercenaries. Lu Yao calmly relayed Zhang Yu's request for the group to wait for him in the safe zone. Shocked by the madness of the plan, the subordinate shouted in disbelief but was immediately cut off by Lu Yao's authoritative yell. With a determined expression, Lu Yao affirmed his ironclad belief in his own judgment that Zhang Yu was completely worth it. Amidst the ruined cityscape, Shishu Peiqi stood opposite Zhang Yu and offered her thanks. Shishu Peiqi asked in surprise about his leveling up, but Zhang Yu just casually replied that the pace was still too slow. The purple-haired girl's face contorted in a comical chibi style, unable to believe his complaint. With a pensive look, Zhang Yu explained the cemetery's defensive limits and the looming threat of the god of death. Zhang Yu made an urgent request for recovery potions, willing to pay above market price for any quantity she had. Shishu Peiqi's slender finger gently touched the inventory button on the virtual interface, ready to make the trade. Countless sparkling pink and blue recovery potions were taken out from her inventory. Shishu Peiqi was stunned to realize his plan was to power level rapidly to destroy the mercenary group, and he confirmed the goal had to be completed in 3 days. With a worried gaze, she questioned the feasibility of the plan, doubting one person's ability in such a short time. Zhang Yu's profile showed unshakable determination as he affirmed it was something he had to do. Shishu Peiqi decisively offered to help despite Zhang Yu's warning about her level and the danger of the monsters they were about to face. The purple-haired girl confidently poses, showing off the new sparkling set of equipment her older sister had gifted her to enhance her attack and defense. A strained but somewhat admiring smile appears on Zhang Yu's lips as he silently thinks about the extravagance and generosity of the person who spent 400 on this set of equipment. The two of them agree on a new combat strategy, and Shishu Peiqi raises her hand excitedly, ready for the challenge. A mission notification board appears detailing the Face Death Challenge at the Holy Graveyard with a 3-day time limit. A terrifying skull with glowing red eyes emerges from a purple mist, signaling a difficult battle ahead. Zhang Yu's expression becomes resolute as he identifies the Skeleton Island's secret realm as the place to level up quickly. Shishu Peiqi decides to accompany him on this dangerous mission after looking at the secret realm's map. The two of them stand before a swirling, vibrant blue spatial gate, ready to enter the new land. They are forcefully pulled into the energy vortex, beginning their journey to Skeleton Island. After passing through the gate, Zhang Yu maintains a calm expression while Shishu Peiqi appears surprised by the unfamiliar scenery. A vast, desolate landscape is revealed with a menacing giant skull structure dominating the horizon. A mysterious NPC character in a hooded cloak, the mage Lao Rui, is introduced amidst the gloomy atmosphere. Zhang Yu and Shishu Peiqi approach the mage Lao Rui on a precarious cliff edge in the middle of the Deadlands. With an enigmatic smile, Lao Rui hands Zhang Yu a hexagonal quest item glowing with a purple light. Zhang Yu silently accepts the item, his eyes reflecting intense focus on the challenge ahead. The Skeleton Island Secret Realm Order item radiates energy, revealing the quest mechanics and its accompanying warnings. Shishu Peiqi looks at Zhang Yu with a worried expression, wondering about the difficulty of the quest they just received. The girl's face shows clear panic as she realizes the quest requires a vast amount of resources and has a low success rate. In contrast to her anxiety, Zhang Yu flashes a confident smile, asserting that energy is something he never lacks. A skeleton guard roars amidst a purple lightning bolt before being completely annihilated by Zhang Yu's attack. Zhang Yu unleashes a devastating attack from his scepter, easily defeating the enemy in a single move. The intense energy blast radiates outwards, leaving only glowing red embers in the air. After defeating many monsters, Shishu Peiqi grows impatient, but Zhang Yu remains steadfastly focused on the unchanged quest item. A brilliant gold shield-shaped token takes form amidst a swirling stream of energy. Zhang Yu smiles triumphantly as he holds the successfully refined gold token. A look of astonishment is clear on Shishu Peiqi's face as Zhang Yu explains about his luck and abundant energy supply. The shadow of a giant skull with glowing red eyes haunts Zhang Yu's thoughts as he decides to enter the secret realm to avoid Death God Caesar. The gold token is activated, creating a massive blue energy vortex and unlocking a hidden secret realm. Zhang Yu and Shishu Peiqi stand stunned by the magnificent transformation of the space around them. The young man's face tenses as he warns his companion of approaching enemies. A streak of blue light flashes in the darkness, heralding the arrival of a formidable force. Skeleton General Hera, a boss-level monster, appears majestically atop a skeletal warhorse amidst an eerie blue mist. The Skeleton General raises its hand to command, summoning shadow warriors from the ground to destroy the intruders. An army of skeletons charges down from the energy vortex, heading straight for the two adventurers. A panicked Shishu Peiqi suggests a plan to lure the enemy, and Zhang Yu quickly agrees with a determined look. 3 scythe-wielding skeleton warriors charge forward in a synchronized attack formation. While fleeing, Shishu Peiqi worriedly looks back and asks Zhang Yu about the next plan. The girl appears flustered and admits her own limitations when faced with the dire situation. Zhang Yu proposes a bold tactic, asking her to provide crowd control support while he draws the aggro of all enemies. The young man raises his scepter high, unleashing a fiery blast of energy that illuminates the entire area. A group of armored skeleton warriors with blazing blue eyes stands firm, ready to face the incoming attack. With a deafening roar, Zhang Yu pours all his strength into the decisive attack, his face showing extreme strain. Straining to her limit, Shishu Peiqi struggles to hold back the charging skeleton warriors. The purple-haired girl cries out in desperation as her energy rapidly depletes from using a multi-control spell. Seizing the opportunity, Skeleton General Hera swoops down, swinging its massive spear towards Zhang Yu on the ground. With a determined expression, Shishu Peiqi channels all her remaining strength into her staff in a desperate last stand. The spearhead narrowly misses, causing Zhang Yu to grit his teeth and endure the immense pressure from the attack. A confident smile suddenly appears on Zhang Yu's lips as his scepter erupts in a brilliant golden light. A multi-elemental magic storm of fire, ice, and lightning instantly engulfs the astonished Skeleton General. The earth-shattering explosion creates a massive dust cloud, completely obscuring the battlefield. Amidst the dissipating smoke, Hera stands firm with its armor cracked, its eyes burning with hatred as it glares at the intruders. Zhang Yu calmly stands beside a stunned Shishu Peiqi, explaining that he had intentionally held back. The young man looks at her with a meaningful gaze, gently offering a favor. The girl's purple eyes widen in surprise as she curiously asks about his request. On the desolate battlefield, Skeleton General Hera kneels, bowing its head in bitter defeat. Outside the secret realm, a group of black-cloaked figures waits before the teleportation gate, led by an authoritative-looking man. The leader's face shows ruthless determination as he vows to find the one who stole his prize. He curtly cuts off his red-haired subordinate, his cold gaze allowing no dissent. A system announcement echoes throughout the area, honoring the adventurer Su Yan as the first to conquer the secret realm. The leader's confidence shatters into utter disbelief as he shouts the name Jinner. Su Jinyan elegantly descends from above, calmly admitting to Su Chen that she was the one who activated the secret realm. Su Chen angrily confronts Su Jinyan, who ignores him with her eyes closed, and asserts her claim over the secret realm. Chen Jun acts with false courtesy, agreeing to let her leave as Su Jinyan turns to walk away. With a loud shout, Su Chen abruptly tells her to stop. Su Jinyan turns back with a startled and annoyed expression. Standing with his subordinates, Chen Jun questions Su Jinyan, suspecting she did not clear the secret realm alone. Su Jinyan calmly explains her presence, facing Su Chen and Chen Jun, who are standing side by side. Su Chen's gaze turns cold as he interrogates her about the whereabouts of her companion. With an annoyed look, Su Jinyan replies that the friend has broken off contact with her. Su Jinyan becomes furious at the interrogation, while Chen Jun tries to placate her by blaming his bodyguard. As Su Jinyan resolutely enters the forest, Chen Jun extends an invitation but is bluntly rejected by her. In another scene, Su Chen receives a report from his pink-haired subordinate that Zhang Yu has retreated to a safe zone. A smug and malicious smile appears on Su Chen's face as he believes Zhang Yu is about to be eliminated. Su Jinyan walks alone in the mystical night forest surrounded by floating blue lights. She stops and calls out Zhang Yu's name with a look of relief and hope. Zhang Yu emerges from behind a rock confirming his presence while Su Jinyan expresses her concern. The two face each other and Zhang Yu calmly explains that he had anticipated Chen Jun's actions. Su Jinyan's eyes widen in astonishment, realizing Zhang Yu's plan was for her to take the credit to conceal his identity. Zhang Yu declines to explain further and Su Jinyan, blushing, hastily expresses her delight at being helped. In a lighthearted moment, Zhang Yu suggests they check their loot together and Su Jinyan happily agrees. A blue system interface displays detailed information about a newly acquired high-level defensive skill. Standing in the forest, Su Jinyan expresses her worries about future plans while Zhang Yu listens calmly. With a confident smile, Zhang Yu places a reassuring hand on Su Jinyan's head. Su Jinyan's face flushes with surprise and embarrassment at his sudden gentle gesture. Joy returns as she excitedly holds up a bounty quest scroll she just obtained. The ancient scroll emits a brilliant golden light, revealing its nature as a rare quest. Su Jinyan is overjoyed at the prospect of earning money to replenish her consumed items. A massive pillar of golden light suddenly erupts from the scroll, enveloping them both. From within the dust and smoke, the shadow of a large creature with menacing horns gradually appears. The Golden Skeleton King, clad in magnificent armor, emerges as a system notification offers a quest upgrade. Su Jinyan looks astonished while Zhang Yu maintains a serious expression, explaining the trade-offs of the upgrade. Zhang Yu's thoughtful expression shows he is considering the threat of the nearby Chen Jun. Su Jinyan frantically urges him to quickly accept the secret quest before the opportunity is lost. A discreet and confident smile flashes across Zhang Yu's lips as he makes his decision. His finger decisively presses the glowing yes button on the interface screen. The upgraded quest reward panel appears, displaying much more valuable items. While Su Jinyan beams at the generous rewards, Zhang Yu appears contemplative about the challenge of defeating the boss within an hour. Overexcited Su Jinyan is about to shout for joy, startling Zhang Yu with her sudden action. Zhang Yu reacts instantly, covering Su Jinyan's mouth to prevent her scream from revealing their location. While hiding, Zhang Yu quickly covers a startled Su Jinyan's mouth as a group of strangers appears. One of the strangers expresses concern, assessing the formidable power of the level 28 boss. The group of players stands facing the colossal Golden Skeleton King, majestic in its radiant golden armor. The reddish-brown-haired leader shouts, ordering his teammates to weaken the boss but leave the final blow to him. With a determined look, the leader assigns tasks, using his teammates as bait to secure a quick victory. The reddish-brown-haired leader bravely charges towards the Golden Skeleton King, his sword ready to strike. He unleashes a powerful slash towards the towering boss. The Golden Skeleton King roars in anger, swinging its weapon to create a brilliant golden streak in a counter-attack. The boss's powerful strike slams into the ground, creating an intense explosion of energy. On command, the Mage Nai Ba focuses purple magical energy into his weapon. A purple weakening energy beam envelops the Golden Skeleton King, causing it to roar in pain. From their hiding spot, Su Jinyan whispers to Zhang Yu, asking about the strategy of letting the other group fight. A confident and calculating smile appears on Zhang Yu's face as he explains his plan. The assassins in the group swiftly charge in to attack the weakened Golden Skeleton King. The giant boss is hit by a succession of attacks with damage numbers clearly visible. Zhang Yu and Su Jinyan, now holding a magic staff, watch the battle together with calm composure. The reddish-brown-haired leader suddenly stops, sensing an unusual presence nearby. Chen Jun appears from behind, angrily scolding the leader for the delay in taking down the boss. The Mage Nai Ba turns to his leader, complaining about Chen Jun's bossy attitude. The red-haired assassin angrily unleashes a sword strike, creating a powerful energy wave forward. From behind a rock, Zhang Yu witnesses the surprise attack in astonishment. A violent explosion shakes the ground, sending dust and debris flying into the air. As the smoke clears, sparks still linger in the hazy space. Zhang Yu and Su Jinyan are revealed amidst the dust and smoke, weapons in hand and ready for a confrontation. The red-haired assassin smirks smugly upon seeing the two people he was looking for. His smugness instantly turns to shock and anger upon realizing Zhang Yu is with Jinyan. Su Jinyan responds with a look of annoyance and defiance, unfazed by his attitude. Jealous rage flares in the red-haired assassin's eyes as he glares at the pair. From above, Chen Jun suddenly appears and lands authoritatively, his black cloak billowing in the wind. The red-haired assassin, his hair now tied back, turns and gives a decisive order. He demands his subordinate to summon everyone from the safe zone for support. Zhang Yu and Su Jinyan simultaneously leap back to dodge their opponent's furious assault. With terrifying speed, the red-haired assassin lunges forward, his sword aimed straight at Zhang Yu. Zhang Yu's eyes flash as he raises his spear to block the lightning-fast attack. They both land, maintaining distance and eyeing each other with tension. With a cruel smile, the red-haired assassin declares he will take Zhang Yu's life. He roars, unleashing a violent purple energy that envelops his body and sword. Su Jinyan intervenes, casting purple energy tendrils to bind and stop the red-haired assassin's attack. Zhang Yu charges forward, unleashing a combined attack of lightning fire and ice magic from his spear. A terrifying explosion of energy engulfs the battlefield in a brilliant light. The red-haired assassin staggers to his feet, his bruised face showing utter shock at the power of the attack. From behind, he watches in despair as his subordinates are easily overwhelmed by a new enemy, the Golden Skeleton King. The Golden Skeleton King rains down a series of destructive light pillars on a warrior screaming in agony. The red-haired assassin's hate-filled gaze locks onto Zhang Yu, who stands calmly in the distance. With a furious roar, the red-haired assassin charges forward, determined to confront Zhang Yu and Su Jinyan head-on. Zhang Yu calmly outlines a plan, suggesting Su Jinyan focus on taking down the boss first, and she quickly agrees. The scene shifts to a desolate graveyard under an ominous night sky with silent crosses on the hills. In the graveyard, a group led by Lu Yao waits anxiously, a subordinate complaining about not selling out Zhang Yu. The group looks up startled as their leader Lu Yao suddenly stands up with a determined expression. They breathe a sigh of relief as they witness three assassin figures leaving, believing the danger has passed. A subordinate reports that the assassin mercenary group has withdrawn, but Lu Yao thoughtfully ponders the real reason. His expression turns serious as he recalls his promise to Zhang Yu that he could not be a traitor. His subordinates look at each other in confusion, not understanding their leader's decision. Lu Yao issues a loud command, gathering all guild members to head to the City of the Dead for support. As Lu Yao soars into the sky, his subordinates decide to follow out of loyalty and for the promised rewards. Back at the battle, the Golden Skeleton King hovers menacingly while the red-haired assassin orders his subordinate Nai Ba. The red-haired assassin shouts a determined yes, ready to coordinate an attack with Nai Ba, who is charging from behind. The mage Nai Ba exerts himself to unleash a powerful beam of purple light magic. Instantly, the giant Golden Skeleton King lunges forward with its hand raised, ready to crush him. The skeletal entity lets out a deafening roar as its attack creates a terrifying explosion. The chaotic scene of the battle unfolds with the Golden Skeleton King staggering amidst the debris. In a tense moment, Zhang Yu, Su Jinyan, the Skeleton King, and the red-haired assassin faced each other. A dapper man in a green coat cautiously observed the confrontation from a distance. The Golden Skeleton King let out a final roar, unleashing a destructive wave of energy around him. Zhang Yu gave a decisive signal, entrusting the next attack to Su Jinyan. With a look of intense concentration, Su Jinyan responded by summoning a brilliant purple energy orb. Zhang Yu's face showed clear determination as he shouted a command, the pendant on his neck flashing. The red-haired assassin burst from the shadows with fiery eyes, determined to break their coordination. Zhang Yu spun with lightning speed, using his spear to block the incoming attacker. A blinding explosion of light erupted at the point of impact between the two forces. A blonde-haired warrior suddenly appeared, skillfully parrying a series of fiery attacks with his sword. The red-haired assassin's face contorted with extreme anger as his plan was thwarted. The blonde-haired warrior raised his sword high, leading his troops to charge forward in support of Zhang Yu. Faced with a new wave of enemies, the red-haired assassin screamed in bewilderment and despair. Another leader in a purple cloak led his troops into the fray with orders to slaughter. Amidst the chaotic battle, the red-haired assassin was knocked back by a powerful attack. An assassin with a purple scarf ruthlessly cut down a screaming enemy in despair. Zhang Yu's attack created a fierce explosion, forcing the red-haired assassin to struggle to defend. The red-haired assassin's face showed astonishment at the unbelievable destructive power of his opponent. He faced Zhang Yu, fearing that his target, the Golden Skeleton King, was about to be stolen. Su Jinyan resolutely intervened, her body glowing with purple energy to protect her comrade. The red-haired assassin was bound by her purple energy chains, completely immobilized. Su Jinyan's gaze was cold as she declared she would no longer show mercy, as her respect for Chen Jun was gone. He roared, using all his strength to struggle free from the magical grip. The purple energy exploded violently as he successfully broke the seal. Instantly, the red-haired assassin lunged forward and thrust his sword through Su Jinyan. Zhang Yu screamed in horror, his face contorted with panic and rage. Despite being gravely injured, Su Jinyan smiled steadfastly, urging Zhang Yu to continue the fight. The last fragments of her purple light energy dissipated into the air. A smile of fury and determination for revenge appeared on Zhang Yu's face. He unleashed a series of powerful elemental spells towards the enemy. Undaunted, the red-haired assassin leapt into the air, preparing for a fatal blow. At the same time, the Golden Skeleton King brought down a giant fiery fist on Zhang Yu's position. Enveloped in a storm of purple lightning, Zhang Yu channeled all his power into his spear. A close-up on the spear, the demonic ionic glowing red amidst the raging flames. Zhang Yu launched a destructive energy beam from his spear aimed directly at the Golden Skeleton King. In a fiery explosion, the Golden Skeleton King was completely annihilated as a system notification confirmed Zhang Yu's victory. Amidst the dissipating smoke and dust, another notification appeared congratulating him on completing a hidden quest. Zhang Yu stood alone on the desolate battlefield, his spear now transformed into an exquisite purple weapon. From a distance, Su Chen in golden armor shouted with excitement, recognizing Zhang Yu's feat and urging his comrades forward. Zhang Yu calmly reflected on a defensive skill that had helped him survive the boss's final attack. His gaze shifted to the bone fragments and glowing energy orbs, the spoils of battle. A system window suddenly appeared, offering him the chance to capture the Golden Skeleton King as a pet due to the effects of the Necromancer class. A confident smile spread across Zhang Yu's lips as he decisively accepted this special offer. A man with a goatee angrily confronted the red-haired assassin, threatening to harm his daughter if he didn't retrieve the loot. Provoked, the red-haired assassin charged towards Zhang Yu, shouting accusations that he was trying to escape. With his eyes flashing a cold purple light, Zhang Yu calmly awaited his enemy's impending doom. The red-haired assassin's attack sliced through empty air as Zhang Yu vanished right before his eyes. The man with the goatee screamed in panic, cursing the red-haired assassin for letting Zhang Yu escape. Furious at the humiliation, the red-haired assassin turned to vent his rage on the man with the goatee. He delivered a devastating punch to the man with the goatee's face, silencing him instantly. With his blade to the other's throat and a red murderous aura, the red-haired assassin growled a warning not to touch his daughter. Terrified, the man with the goatee stammered an explanation that they had to destroy Zhang Yu now before he became too powerful. The red-haired assassin sneered contemptuously, showing complete disregard for Zhang Yu's power to the astonishment of his accomplice. The man with the goatee and the red-haired assassin watched as Liu Yao was defeated, while Liu Yao's subordinate frantically reported that they had bet on the wrong horse. The red-haired assassin moved to act against the Supreme Guild group, but the man with the goatee stopped him with a malicious look. With a sinister smile, the man with the goatee revealed that the captive was the best bait to catch the big fish. A blue system screen appeared informing Zhang Yu of the completion of the hidden quest and reaching level 25. Zhang Yu was surprised to discover the ability to turn the defeated boss into a powerful pet through the interface. Standing in a column of blue light, Zhang Yu decisively pointed at the system screen to make his choice. The system displayed complex options for Zhang Yu regarding the handling of the defeated soul. A message from Su Jinyan appeared, urgently warning Zhang Yu that Chen Zhen was laying a trap for him. Zhang Yu sent a brief reply showing his confidence and dismissing the warning. Zhang Yu's face showed a vengeful smile as he declared it was time for payback for everything. The group of villains stood triumphantly over Liu Yao and his two subordinates, who were kneeling in despair. With a swollen and bruised face, Liu Yao desperately begged for Zhang Yu to come and save him. Zhang Yu's shadow appeared majestically against the fiery sky, ready to face his enemies. The man with the goatee laughed smugly, certain that Zhang Yu had fallen into their trap. In extreme pain and fear, Liu Yao screamed for his brother to save him from his captors. Zhang Yu appeared, his imposing shadow cast towards the captors as he demanded they release Liu Yao. The red-haired assassin grabbed the man with the goatee, suggesting they attack together, but being arrogant about needing a sneak attack. A new leader in a black cloak gave a decisive order to the red-haired assassin, and he immediately obeyed. The black-cloaked leader ruthlessly kicked the fallen Liu Yao contemptuously, telling him to get lost. Liu Yao, bruised and bloody, clung to Zhang Yu with immense relief. With a determined gaze, Zhang Yu reassured his companion, taking responsibility for the upcoming confrontation. Liu Yao's swollen face contorted in fear as he desperately pleaded for them to retreat together. Zhang Yu turned and walked away decisively, rejecting Lu Yao's plea in a blazing red aura. Holding a revival item, Lu Yao watched Zhang Yu's retreating back with a determined expression to find reinforcements. Zhang Yu stood alone, facing an entire group of mercenaries on the opposite cliff, a hazy cloud of dust separating them. A confident and defiant smile played on Zhang Yu's lips as he provoked his enemies. The red-haired assassin leader ordered the attack with an arrogant expression, underestimating his opponent. Encouraged by the promise of a reward, the group of mercenaries charged towards Zhang Yu with fiery determination. A stream of dark blue energy emanated from Zhang Yu's hand, wrapping around his scepter. He slammed the scepter onto the ground, unleashing a shocking wave of blue magical energy. From behind Zhang Yu, a giant phantom of the Dark Skeleton King emerged, majestic and terrifying. The red-haired leader and the goateed man were stunned, their faces contorting with horror and disbelief. Zhang Yu looked at his enemies with a smug expression, the eerie blue light reflecting in his eyes. Two spirit beast items, a demon mask and a skull egg, floated in the air as he considered his options. Zhang Yu reached out, deciding to combine the powers of his two spirit beasts. A brilliant golden light erupted as he began the process of merging powers for the Skeleton King. A series of system notifications appeared confirming the Skeleton King had evolved into the Dark Skeleton King and learned new skills. With a complex smile, Zhang Yu whispered an apology to his sacrificed scorpion spirit beast. Zhang Yu's finger touched a glowing blue interface displaying information about the Necromancer suit set. A treasure chest appeared in a swirl of purple energy, revealing the stats of an exclusive level 25 equipment set. Zhang Yu stared at the chest, his expression contemplative as he calculated the potential power if he refined it. He decided to begin the refining process, unleashing a brilliant golden column of energy from the chest. The chest lid flew open, unable to contain the blinding light bursting from within. Amidst an explosion of golden light, the small chest levitated, becoming the epicenter of immense power. The process completed, displaying a successfully refined 7-piece Demon Slayer Necromancer equipment set. He held a black egg-shaped item with glowing blue eyes, planning to equip it to the Skeleton King. Standing before the colossal Dark Skeleton King, Zhang Yu showed an iron will, determined not to let Chen Jun and his cronies survive. A confident and cold smile appeared on his lips as he ordered the Dark Skeleton King to attack. The Dark Skeleton King easily blocked a sword strike from a mercenary with its bare hand. It raised its bony arm, summoning the Shadow Sword formation skill in a swirl of dark energy. A fierce storm of shadow swords rose, brutally flinging the mercenaries into the air. The red-haired mercenary leader was stunned, his face contorted in horror at this unbelievable power. The goateed man screamed in panic, reminding the leader about saving his daughter. The red-haired leader's expression shifted from shock to resolve, his eyes filled with anger and determination. Fueled by rage for his fallen comrades and for his daughter, the red-haired leader and another warrior prepared for a final assault. The ground cracked beneath their feet as they both unleashed their full power. Ignoring the Skeleton King, the two warriors charged straight for Zhang Yu, determined to eliminate the summoner. Zhang Yu blocked the red-haired assassin's fierce attack with his scepter in an explosion of energy. A smug smile appeared on Zhang Yu's face as he challenged his opponent. Suddenly, a skeleton warrior with glowing red eyes emerged from a swirl of blue energy, lunging towards the red-haired assassin's companion. The mercenary leader cried out in astonishment at the appearance of a second summoned beast. The skeleton warrior launched a brutal attack, stunning the brown-haired mercenary. Zhang Yu slammed his scepter to the ground, unleashing a destructive column of brilliant golden energy. The powerful energy stream collided, engulfing the red-haired assassin in a blinding explosion. The red-haired assassin's expression turned from anger to utter horror at the unimaginable power. The Dark Skeleton King easily withstood the enemy's attack, taking only a negligible amount of damage. The black-haired mercenary screamed in despair upon realizing their weapons couldn't penetrate the Skeleton King's defense. The red-haired assassin quickly gave an order, shifting their target to attack Zhang Yu directly. 3 mercenaries simultaneously charged towards Zhang Yu from above, determined to finish him. Green energy blades swirled around Zhang Yu, forming an active defense. He launched the energy blades forward to intercept the incoming assault. Zhang Yu's eyes flashed with white light as he focused intently, preparing for the enemy's aerial attack. He swung his scepter upwards, summoning a massive bolt of purple lightning that struck the brown-haired mercenary. Caught in a pincer attack, Zhang Yu unleashed dark energy to deal with both attackers at once. At the critical moment, a blue-haired female warrior appeared and erected a giant ice shield to protect Zhang Yu. Leading the reinforcements was a man with glasses and purple hair who stood there with an air of authority. Zhang Yu turned with a questioning gaze as he faced the newcomer. Li Xiaoyao, the vice president of the Supreme Guild, formally introduced himself, stating he was sent to assist. A calm smile appeared on Zhang Yu's lips as he offered strategic advice to his new ally. With a serious expression, Li Xiaoyao loudly confirmed he understood the orders. The vice president turned around, relaying the harassment tactic to his troops with fiery enthusiasm. The Supreme Guild's army responded in unison, their golden shields glowing brightly and ready. The members of the Supreme Guild charged in their shields, easily blocking the mercenary group's attacks. The red-haired assassin's face contorted in astonishment at the recklessness of the newcomers. He and his comrades launched fierce attacks in the chaotic melee. A ball of icy energy shot forward, forcing the red-haired assassin to dodge. He leapt into the air, narrowly escaping the sharp ice pillars that erupted from the ground. From a distance, Zhang Yu gave a smile of appreciation for his opponent's agility. The red-haired assassin landed, his eyes full of defiance as Zhang Yu taunted him. Behind Zhang Yu, the Dark Skeleton King and the Skeleton Warrior appeared in a threatening blue electrical glow. The red-haired assassin's face was stunned as he faced the two powerful summoned entities. A message appeared showing his subordinate with a safe and smiling little girl. The red-haired assassin's eyes widened, filling with tears of shock and overwhelming relief. He suddenly raised his hand in a signal, shouting for everyone to stop the fight. Zhang Yu stood frozen, his expression utterly bewildered by his opponent's sudden change. The goateed man angrily yelled at the red-haired assassin, trying to use his daughter as a threat. The red-haired assassin reacted instantly, grabbing his foe's throat with terrifying speed. Utter terror was visible on the goateed man's face as he was choked, trying to plead in vain. The red-haired assassin's eyes blazed with hatred as he declared the destined fate of his daughter's kidnapper. He swung his sword down with a furious roar, aiming for the helpless man. The goateed man's face twisted in fear, begging for his life and promising to release the assassin's daughter. The red-haired assassin coldly declared that his daughter was already home safe, extinguishing his enemy's final plea. The blade swung down decisively, ending the kidnapper's life. Amidst the quiet aftermath of the battle, the red-haired assassin stood alone with his sword planted in the ground. Zhang Yu approached from behind, questioning the assassin about killing someone with powerful backing. The red-haired assassin explained his code of honor without turning, stating that a man must be able to protect his family. He turned and knelt before Zhang Yu, offering a formal apology on behalf of his mercenary group. Zhang Yu's face showed utter confusion at this unexpected turn of events. The assassin explained that Zhang Yu's friend had saved his daughter and offered his own life as compensation for the damages caused. Li Xiaoyao stepped forward, calmly announcing that the mercenary group had killed a total of 235 members of the Supreme Guild. The red-haired assassin's subordinates reacted angrily, ready to intervene to protect their leader. The red-haired assassin shouted a decisive command, forcing his men to be silent and stand down. Zhang Yu accepted the offer, raising a scepter glowing with fire energy, preparing to deliver the final blow. The assassin closed his eyes, ready to receive the overwhelming attack descending upon him. The red-haired assassin's shocked and wounded face was visible as he realized the terrifying power of his opponent. The smoke, dust and embers from the battle settled, revealing that an extraordinary power had just been unleashed. From Zhang Yu's perspective, the red-haired assassin's subordinates roared in anger, drawing their weapons and vowing to avenge their leader. Their rage was abruptly cut short by glowing blue notification panels appearing in mid-air. A message from their leader appeared, announcing that Chi-Chi had been saved by Zhang Yu's people and ordering everyone not to resist. The mercenaries stood stunned, their expressions shifting from anger to utter confusion at the unexpected command. Zhang Yu and Li Xiaoyao stood side by side, calmly facing the bewildered group of warriors. The two of them approached the group of mercenaries, who stood with bowed heads amidst the desolate scene. The new leader of the mercenaries began to speak nervously, but Li Xiaoyao reassured him not to panic. The entire group of mercenaries bowed in unison, ready to atone for the losses they had caused the Supreme Guild. Zhang Yu remained calm while Li Xiaoyao showed great surprise at their offer. Zhang Yu's gaze sharpened as he began to deliver his authoritative speech. He declared that the true meaning of survival was to protect one's family and country, not to kill one's compatriots. He set the terms for their redemption, demanding they compensate for double the damages and lead the Supreme Guild through the Third World. The group of mercenaries erupted in joy and relief, unanimously accepting their new mission. Li Xiaoyao watched it all, a soft blue aura enveloping him as a knowing smile appeared on his lips. He looked at Zhang Yu with admiration, finally understanding why his own leader valued this person so much. Under the moonlight, other players stared in awe as Zhang Yu stood next to his majestic new subordinate, the Dark Skeleton King. A blue system interface appeared displaying the formidable stats and skills of the Dark Skeleton King. Zhang Yu smiled confidently as he recognized the growth potential of his new subordinate. He interacted with the game interface, deciding to teach the Skeleton King 2 new skills. A brilliant blue stream of energy flowed from Zhang Yu's hand to the giant Dark Skeleton King. The purple-haired woman suddenly rushed over, her face frantic, and called out Zhang Yu's name loudly. She stood facing him in a desolate landscape, questioning his presence there. With an angry gaze, she directly asked if he was the one who had killed Chen Jun. Zhang Yu calmly revealed that he hadn't had the chance and that it was Pei Qi who had done the deed. The tension on the girl's face immediately vanished, replaced by visible relief. Horror washed over her as the terrifying image of Chen Tianqi, Chen Jun's father, appeared behind her. She realized with embarrassment that Zhang Yu had risked coming here just to warn her. Zhang Yu let out a hearty laugh at her precious loyalty. The girl's expression turned into a comical pout as she recounted the losses she had suffered. He became pensive, silently contemplating the current situation. Zhang Yu took her hand and made an offer which she immediately and happily accepted. The scene shifts to a modern apartment building at night. Zhang Yu entered his room sighing in relief to finally get some rest. A phone on the desk suddenly rang, displaying an unknown number. He answered in surprise, recognizing the caller's voice as Pei Qi's. On the other end of the line, Pei Qi, with his neatly tied hair, calmly called to express his gratitude. In a heartfelt moment, Pei Qi revealed that his daughter Qiqi was everything to him, while Zhang Yu listened with an understanding smile. With steely determination, Pei Qi affirmed over the phone that he would start over and fight honorably. Zhang Yu smiled in satisfaction upon hearing the assassin's promise, acknowledging his change. The scene shifts to a vast modern city in the morning sun, setting the stage in the real world. Back in his apartment, Zhang Yu lay on his bed with a weary expression, trying to rest after the stressful series of events. A sudden and urgent knock on the door echoed, startling the young man out of bed. He opened the door to face a delivery person, feeling confused as he hadn't ordered anything. Surprise was evident on his face as he realized the delivered item was unfamiliar. In his hand was a mysterious purple envelope containing an invitation to a professional tournament. Standing alone in his room, he contemplated the letter, a suspicion rising that someone else had been reincarnated just like him. He turned away, a sharp sound accentuating the chilling realization that had just dawned on him. Another urgent call interrupted his thoughts, his expression immediately becoming wary. On the phone screen, news of a glorious competition about to begin appeared alongside a report of a horrific massacre. Zhang Yu's face became distraught and pained as he realized the victims were Pei Qi and his young daughter Qiqi. He clutched his jacket, his mind racing to connect the brutal massacre with the mysterious letter he had just received. Aware of the imminent danger, he hastily put on his jacket, revealing his high-tech prosthetic leg. He walked down a crowded street, a sense of unease growing as he realized someone was watching him from the shadows. Determined to find a new hiding place, he headed to a real estate office with a greenhouse logo. A cheerful female employee greeted the hooded young man, asking if he was looking to rent a house. At the real estate office, an enthusiastic female employee presented an apartment to Zhang Yu while he listened calmly. The modern apartment building appeared under the bright morning sun. The employee showed him a spacious master bedroom, highlighting its features. Looking towards the door, Zhang Yu decisively agreed to rent the apartment. The employee's face lit up with joy as she quickly prepared the lease agreement. While the employee finalized the paperwork on the balcony, Zhang Yu took a phone call with a calm expression. Elsewhere, Su Jinyan, with her purple hair, sat in a chair, confidently confirming their plan over the phone. The signed lease agreement lay on the table, with a pen completing the transaction. Standing alone in his new apartment, Zhang Yu looked around with satisfaction and determination before preparing to enter the virtual world. Su Jinyan made a striking appearance in a nighttime game town, her purple hair flowing in the wind. Two male players with smug smiles approached, crudely hitting on Su Jinyan. With a forced smile and an annoyed look, she politely rejected their offer. When the two strangers refused to leave, Zhang Yu appeared from behind, his sharp gaze warning them off. His entire body was enveloped in a blue energy aura, revealing his powerful high-tech prosthetic legs. Su Jinyan turned to look at him, her face lighting up with joy and relief at the arrival of her teammate. The two harassers looked on with contempt, mocking Zhang Yu's character class. Suddenly, Chen Tianqi in golden armor appeared, grabbing one of the two harassers by the collar with a furious expression. A green-haired man with glasses standing nearby spoke up, advising Chen Tianqi to be more discreet. Chen Tianqi glared menacingly, ordering the two harassers to get lost immediately. Three figures suddenly appeared and the man in splendid golden armor spoke with confidence. Chen Tianqi introduced his two teammates as Xiaoyao the support player and Shenyi the healer with glasses. Zhang Yu nodded in agreement with Chen Tianqi's offer, ready to advance together. As the group of five strode along the stone-paved road, Su Jinyan initiated a conversation with Zhang Yu. With a thoughtful expression, Zhang Yu listened to her worries, his eyes holding deep contemplation. Worry was evident on Su Jinyan's face as she expressed her concern about a potential danger. He turned to her with a confident smile, his steady gaze seeming to dispel all fear. From behind, the three teammates watched the couple ahead, feeling somewhat out of place between them. Zhang Yu stopped, his blue pendant flashing as he turned back to ask the team about their preparations. The three confirmed in unison, and a system interface appeared inviting them to form a party to challenge the world boss. An intense burst of blue energy erupted, pulling the team members into a teleportation vortex. The energy vortex sucked everything into its dark center, signaling a transition to another dimension. The team regrouped, enveloped in an aura of power, and Zhang Yu declared they would end the battle quickly. The teleportation gate opened, transporting the group to a desolate, gloomy territory under a dark purple sky. Chen Tianqi expressed skepticism, remarking that the boss's area didn't look particularly intimidating. Suddenly, the group looked up in astonishment as a swarm of dark-winged creatures blotted out the sky. From the deep darkness, a giant glowing red eye slowly opened, spreading a sense of terror. A colossal demon with purple skin, bat-like wings and large horns revealed its full form, towering before the group. Horror and shock were written on the members' faces, with only Zhang Yu remaining calm in the face of Death God Kaiser. Determination shone in Zhang Yu's eyes as he activated his scouting skill. An information panel appeared, revealing the formidable power of the world boss Death God Kaiser. Zhang Yu calmly assessed the situation, confident in his abilities and new equipment. The giant monster let out a threatening roar, baring its sharp teeth. Death God Kaiser's entire body flared with dark energy as he displayed his dominant power. Under a blazing red sky, the team of five faced an army of skeleton soldiers rising from the ground. Zhang Yu commanded his two spirit beasts, the Dark Skeleton King and the Skeleton Warrior, to charge into battle. The teammates were thrown into the air by an invisible force, showcasing the chaos of the battle. The Skeleton Warrior charged forward, its sword flashing with a deadly blue light. Zhang Yu unleashed a fiery attack from his spear, aimed directly at the minions. A terrifying explosion incinerated the entire horde of skeleton soldiers, wiping them out in an instant. Xiaoyao was stunned in amazement at the destructive power Zhang Yu had just displayed. With a calm expression, Zhang Yu declared he would face the boss alone, leaving the minions to his teammates. The group agreed in unison, though Chen Tianqi was slightly bewildered by Zhang Yu's leadership role. Chen Tianqi reaffirmed his confidence, assuring that he could protect himself. Zhang Yu directed the strategy, assigning the Dark Skeleton King to taunt the boss and the Skeleton Warrior to clear the smaller enemies. Blue energy crosses from the Dark Skeleton King struck Death God Kaiser, successfully drawing its attention. The Dark Skeleton King steadfastly withstood a devastating punch from the giant boss, taking only negligible damage. Xiaoyao was stunned once again, unable to believe the summoned beast's extraordinary defense. Zhang Yu unleashed an all-out attack, combining thunder, ice and intense fire. Massive critical damage numbers exploded across Death God Kaiser's body as it was simultaneously frozen and incinerated. While Xiaoyao gaped in astonishment, Shenyi calmly reminded him to be a bit more serious. Three elemental spirit beasts charged in, attacking the giant purple demon from different directions. Death God Kaiser's face was magnified in a final roar of fury before its defeat. A victory notification screen appeared as Zhang Yu landed gracefully on the ground, to the admiration of his teammates. The team celebrated joyfully while a series of server-wide announcements honored their achievement. Su Jinyan curiously asked Zhang Yu about his next plans regarding the Fourth World. As an experienced leader, Zhang Yu advised the team to stay and level up more before advancing. Su Jinyan and Chen Tianqi listened intently to his strategic advice. With a radiant smile, Su Jinyan happily agreed to follow whatever Zhang Yu instructed. Zhang Yu turned and stepped through a blue teleportation gate, logging out of the game. Returning to his room in the real world, he planned to rest before continuing his conquest tomorrow. His hand suddenly touched something soft and unexpected on his bed. Startled, Zhang Yu turned around to face the unexpected presence behind him. He was stunned to see Su Jinyan in a purple nightgown lying on his bed. The girl mumbled in her sleep, asking him not to pull her and to let her go back to her own bed. Completely bewildered by the awkward situation, Zhang Yu raised a hand to cover his face and nose. Standing by the door, he made a phone call with a frustrated expression, questioning the shared apartment he had just been arranged. The female real estate agent cheerfully explained over the phone about the easygoing roommate. Zhang Yu, with an annoyed look, questioned the information he had never been told. Standing in the new apartment, he realized he had been too hasty and overlooked important details. Annoyance clear on his face, he firmly demanded to find an apartment for single occupancy. After hanging up, he stood silently in the darkness of the hallway, his expression thoughtful and weary. A moment of silence passed with only the back view of Su Jinyan in her purple nightgown visible. Zhang Yu's gaze sharpened with determination as he read the announcement for the National Professional Tournament. He clenched his necklace and a blue glow began to gather in his hand. A brilliant portal opened before Zhang Yu, fueling his determination to grind levels for the tournament. Suddenly a message notification chimed, drawing his attention. He looked at his phone screen, reading a distress message from a friend in trouble in the game. In the third world's wilderness, the friend in golden armor was facing 3 female gamers. The 3 female warriors looked impatient and doubtful of their companion's abilities. The gamer friend shouted decisively, asserting that his big bro could definitely complete this quest. From behind, the familiar figure of Zhang Yu appeared as he teleported in. Zhang Yu appeared in a blue aura, his presence making his friend cheer with joy. The female gamers looked at him skeptically, underestimating the appearance of a beast tamer. Zhang Yu put an arm around his friend's shoulder with a confident smile while the friend grinned from ear to ear at being rescued. A brilliant blue energy vortex swirled as a friend's desperate plea for help echoed, asking for Zhang Yu's aid. With absolute confidence, Zhang Yu turned his back on the others and stepped alone into the fluctuating spatial gate. The 3 female gamers stood by with disdainful looks, openly mocking his reckless decision. Just 3 minutes later, the warrior emerged from that same gate, silencing the doubters with astonishment. Zhang Yu maintained a calm demeanor while his friend erupted in sheer joy at the easy victory. 2 of the girls stared at their blue quest screens, unable to believe the impossible mission had been completed. The triumphant gamer friend turned to the 3 stunned girls, playfully demanding they honor their earlier bet. As the brown-haired girl tried to flee, the gamer friend called her back, not allowing her to go back on her word. The girl spun around abruptly, her eyes wide with realization as she shouted the legendary name Asura, stunning Zhang Yu. She confronted him head-on, challenging the lore that the great Asura had died a century ago. With fierce conviction in her eyes, she pointed directly at him and declared him to be that living legend. Enraged by the exposure of his secret, Zhang Yu lunged forward and violently choked the girl. Though struggling to breathe, she was unafraid, negotiating for her life by offering to trade information for a favor. She leaned in close to the furious warrior, whispering an offer that promised to keep his identity secret. A close-up on his eyes revealed a cold mind calculating between killing her and the value of the clue she held. Having made his decision, he released his grip, his voice low and menacing as he asked for her request. She immediately regained her composure, her expression shifting to one of bold ambition as she proposed he team up with her for the professional league. Her face lit up with immense joy as she readily accepted his conditions, her dream of competing now within reach. Zhang Yu coldly questioned the brown-haired girl's true motives. The girl earnestly replied that she wanted to prove herself, not just for the money. He turned and walked away, setting the condition that she must reach level 30 and register for the professional league. An expression of immense joy was evident on the girl's face as she agreed to his terms. He walked past her decisively, leaving the girl staggering in disappointment at being ignored. Glancing back over his shoulder, he sternly warned her not to follow him. His finger decisively selected the destination, 4th World Dragon Valley, on the control panel. Zhang Yu stood alone before the swirling blue portal, ready for a new chapter. A majestic castle emerged from a stream of blue light, introduced as the Light Temple Safe Zone. He set foot in the new world, standing silently in a mystical deep blue space to observe. The quest notification board appeared before him, revealing the conflicts and objectives in Dragon Valley. In a plaza, a bearded warrior with his arms confidently crossed enthusiastically called for people to go on a quest. A menacing skeletal dark dragon was revealed to be reigning in the Dark Mountains. Zhang Yu calmly considered the quest to hunt 12 dragons to boost the morale of the Light faction. A skeletal warrior's fist collided powerfully with the dragon, creating a purple energy explosion. A giant bone general enveloped in a blue aura appeared, demonstrating overwhelming power. A smaller bone warrior with a red hood charged into the attack, unleashing a slash of brilliant red energy. Standing atop a mountain, Zhang Yu confidently watched his 2 skeletal minions easily battle the enemies below. Zhang Yu calmly analyzed the stats of a dark dragon displayed on the information panel. He stopped abruptly, sensing an unusual sound echoing through the dark valley. The purple night sky was suddenly stirred by the silhouettes of soaring dragons. A flock of dark dragons with glowing red eyes swooped down from above, obscuring the moon. A flicker of surprise crossed the young man's face as he realized this was a hidden quest. A system notification appeared offering the chance to upgrade the quest into a rare challenge. The gamer accepted without hesitation, activating the hidden quest, crushing the darkness with increased difficulty and rewards. Zhang Yu charged forward with his 2 skeletal minions ready to face the challenge. The 3 moved with incredible speed, leaving a blur in the chaotic air. From behind the Bone General, a scene of a fierce battle between light dragons and dark dragons unfolded. The brilliant golden fire streams of the light dragons completely overwhelmed the dark dragon faction in the aerial battle. Standing beside the massive Bone General, he observed the one-sided battle and assessed the situation as seemingly easy. However, a flicker of doubt arose in his sharp eyes, sensing that something was wrong. A colossal dark dragon suddenly appeared, gathering a deadly purple energy orb. The Bone General immediately lunged forward, using its body to shield its master from the devastating attack. The information panel appeared, revealing the enemy to be a level 35 Dark War Dragon Lord, a Lord-tier monster. Zhang Yu's face paled in shock as he realized there was not just 1 but 3 Lord-tier monsters. The Dragon Lord's glowing red eyes stared directly at him, seemingly issuing a menacing warning. Zhang Yu's expression froze in utter astonishment as he heard the dragon speak in a human tongue. The majestic Dark Dragon Lord bowed its head, making a powerful offer to spare Zhang Yu's life. Faced with 3 Lord-tier Dragon Lords, the young man realized that refusal meant death and a heavy penalty. The dragon's glowing eyes glinted with cunning, leading Zhang Yu to believe this was not a hidden quest but a setup. A confident and calculating smile formed on his lips as he decided to temporarily join the enemy. Accepting his answer, the Dragon Lord threw back its head and let out a sky-shattering roar, releasing a stream of purple energy. The dark energy converged and swirled, forming a brilliant focal point. A radiant purple space portal formed right in front of Zhang Yu, inviting him to step through. His gaze became resolute, silently accepting the fate that awaited on the other side of the portal. Without hesitation, he strode towards the blinding light of the space portal. The dark dragons also followed, diving into the energy vortex right behind him. He was teleported to a gloomy moonlit valley where rugged mountains were shrouded in purple mist. His armored feet landed on the cracked stone ground, signaling his presence at a new location called Dark Hall. Zhang Yu stood alone in a vast dark hall with purple wisps of light floating in the silent space. A knight in full black armor, leader Goya, appeared and welcomed him to the Hall of the Dark Faction. He received a notification that his old quest had failed and a formal invitation to join the Dark Dragon faction, accepting his new reality. To prove his loyalty, Goya ordered Zhang Yu to enter the Light faction's territory and hunt giant dragons. The Resist the Light quest board appeared with the requirement to eliminate hundreds of Light faction dragons within 2 days. A calculated smile appeared on Zhang Yu's lips as he realized the nature of the new quest. A sudden message for help appeared on his interface screen. With a decisive gesture, he coldly rejected the initial offer. The offer of a secret related to Asura suddenly caught the young man's attention. Amidst the purple wasteland of the dead city, a brown-haired girl stood waiting alone. Zhang Yu appeared from a distance, answering the girl's summons. With a pleading expression, the girl began to explain her difficult situation. He showed little interest in her personal story, only wanting to complete the task quickly. A flicker of disappointment crossed the girl's face at his indifference. The sudden appearance of Su Jinyan and her teammates interrupted the conversation. Su Jinyan's gaze shifted from Zhang Yu to the unfamiliar girl with an unspoken question. Ning Tianxian quickly smiled and introduced herself as Zhang Yu's cousin. She leaned close to his ear, whispering a suggestive promise to keep a secret. Believing the story, Su Jinyan happily offered to help them both. Zhang Yu smiled faintly, accepting the offer and the unfolding plan. A violent explosion suddenly erupted ahead, signaling the start of the battle. Su Jinyan unleashed a powerful magic spell, trustingly leaving the rest to Zhang Yu. A massive fireball incinerated the charging zombies in an instant. A fierce explosion consumed the enemies in a brilliant halo of light. Amidst the desolate scene, Zhang Yu quietly looked at Su Jinyan, admiring her strength. Ning Tianxian bowed her head with a self-deprecating expression, feeling useless for just tagging along to gain experience. From a distance, 2 other female gamers marveled at the group's monster clearing speed, especially Zhang Yu's. Zhang Yu glanced back, seemingly sensing that someone was watching and discussing him. The brown-haired girl in the observing group gave a mischievous smile as she prepared to use her virtual screen to snitch. Ning Tianxian stood opposite, thanking Su Jinyan and her cousin Zhang Yu after everything was over. Su Jinyan waved goodbye, promising to find Zhang Yu after she leveled up in the fourth world. As soon as only the two of them were left, Zhang Yu turned to Ning Tianxian with a questioning look about the secret she had promised. With a serious expression, Ning Tianxian revealed that Asura was currently living in a residential area in Linhai City. Utter shock was evident in Zhang Yu's eyes as he heard the startling information. A dark aura erupted violently as Zhang Yu lunged forward to grab Ning Tianxian, questioning her true identity. His rock-solid hand tightened around the girl's throat, leaving her able to utter only choked pleas. In a panic, Ning Tianxian managed to nod, accepting his deal. Zhang Yu released his grip, letting the girl fall to the ground as a tendril of dark energy retracted towards him. He issued a cold warning while Ning Tianxian tremblingly promised never to reveal this matter. Zhang Yu's expression became determined as he calculated that he needed to leave his residence quickly after completing the mission. The scene shifts to the city of destruction in the fourth world, where black dragons soar through an ominous purple sky. Anger was visible on the armored man's face as he stared at a blue notification panel. A hooded subordinate reported on a mysterious player with a hidden identity and formidable power. Streams of magical fire grazed a target moving at high speed in the hazy space. The leader's face showed iron determination as he ordered the team to continue the mission. From a distance, Zhang Yu quietly observed the group of players gathered in the purple mist. Zhang Yu's solitary figure stood out on the cliff, his coat fluttering in the wind. The Vice Guild Master smirked smugly, completely unaware of the observer's presence. The group of players turned around, facing Zhang Yu, who had just emerged from the mist. Zhang Yu's gaze was sharp and calculating as he assessed the situation before him. The Vice Guild Master confronted the newcomer, his attitude challenging and intimidating. Zhang Yu appeared completely unaffected by the threat, his eyes cold and distant. Without a word of explanation, he turned his back and walked away, leaving the stunned group of players behind. Rage flared, but the Vice Guild Master was held back by his subordinates to prevent an impulsive action. The group of players watched his retreating figure, silently planning their revenge after the mission was over. The Vice Guild Master's anger was quickly replaced by elation as a hidden quest notification suddenly appeared. A colossal dark dragon rose from the ground, its power shaking the entire area. The monster tilted its head back, gathering and releasing a destructive purple energy beam. The dragon soared into the night sky, letting out a resounding roar as it faced another winged creature. With a determined expression, the Vice Guild Master of God of War charged forward, ordering his men to prepare for battle. He stopped abruptly, his face filled with astonishment as a mysterious blue energy erupted from the ground. From above, the Destruction Corpse dragon unleashed a purple destructive breath towards the terrified leader. Dodging the attack, the Vice Guild Master roared in anger, demanding the interferer to show themselves. Zhang Yu appeared coolly under the dragon's shadow, his staff glowing purple in his hand as he claimed ownership of the boss. The Vice Guild Master's expression shifted from astonishment to extreme rage at the stranger's appearance and arrogant declaration. The side profile of Zhang Yu's face exuded a deadly calm as he issued a final warning. Ignoring the threat, the Vice Guild Master laughed maniacally and ordered the challenger to be eliminated. An archer from God of War obeyed, leaping into the air and firing a brilliant golden energy arrow. Zhang Yu, with a glowing red skeletal phantom behind him, launched an explosive counterattack. The archer was completely engulfed in a blinding explosion of light, his body sent flying with a scream of pain. Zhang Yu received a system notification confirming the kill of the God of War player. The Vice Guild Master and his hooded subordinate were stunned, unable to believe the destructive power they had just witnessed. A hidden quest window appeared before Zhang Yu, assigning him the task of protecting the Destruction Corpse dragon. Zhang Yu summoned his giant skeleton king, a massive skeletal entity radiating blue energy. The hooded subordinate stared in horror, reporting to his leader about this impossible alliance. The Vice Guild Master's anger turned to utter shock as he realized who his enemy was. A confident and determined smile appeared on Zhang Yu's lips as he vowed not to fail this hidden quest.